Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tardis Zone on this Wednesday evening. Sorry for the delay. You're probably wondering why there's a bit of a delay. Well, Twitter, in their wisdom, have decided to suspend my Twitter account. And as you can gather, the J-bots are celebrating. But unfortunately, it's short-lived. It's short-lived because I'm back on Twitter. You will try and silence me. You will have me account taken down. That's fine. And then we got idiots like Mr. Tardis Reviews sticking their nose into the conversation. I don't know how many times I have to tell you, mate, to keep out of it, pipe down. But you seem to want to carry on. Well, unfortunately, our little victory was short-lived because I'm back on Twitter and I will not stop highlighting the issues that there are with this show, including the issues got to do with the current doctor. You will not silence this particular person because there's a thing called freedom of speech, and unfortunately, you don't like that. Also, big news, I'm not the only account that was taken down tonight. Gary from Neurotics channel has been limited also and suspended apparently. So yeah, there seems to be I knew this was going to happen. 2 days ago, I got suspended for 12 hours, which went over the J-bots' heads, and they didn't actually see that. So I knew this was coming. I knew that they were going to suspend my Twitter account, which they did. Now, for anybody that's in the chat now, some of you are here, Chris is here and stuff. I have sent you a follow request with my new Tardis Zone Twitter account. So if you're wondering who it is, it's not anybody posting. I've even put a little video up there to prove that it actually is me. So I have followed some of you. Unfortunately, there's only a limit of many people that you can follow apparently each day. So if you could follow me back on Twitter, and don't worry, this time I'm not going to say anything controversial, but I will be highlighting later on the Twitter account. I've already put one tweet up. You're going to see how pathetic these people are. They're actually celebrating the fact that they got me Twitter account suspended, even though I am back. I'm back. So it was short-lived. You know, the thing about you guys is that you think that you have the moral high ground. You think you are right. You think your opinions are the only opinions that count. But unfortunately for you guys, there's a thing called freedom of speech. And, you know, you might get one Twitter account suspended, but it's very easy for me to set up another Twitter account, which I have done. And it's verified, not verified, Twitter verified, but I verified the account. So it's a proper account. So follow me back, please, everybody. And hold on. Hold on. Someone thinks. Sorry, I just have to convince a few people that it actually is me with the new account. It is me, guys, right? I'm back on Twitter. It was literally account suspended, and I had two options here. Either appeal and do what Lee did and wait a whole month, or just get rid of the account, just let them suspend the account and start again. I mean, listen, if they think because they've made me start again, somehow I'm mad, I'm not. Listen, it's irrelevant. I can build up my followers again. It doesn't make a difference what you do. It doesn't make a difference what you do. Right. Listen, I'll have a panel tonight, guys, because I decided that, you know, we haven't had one in a while and we're still on our little break. Actually, I have some good news. No, actually, I want to wait just in case I get a trailer for it. I don't want to spoil it. But we have a watch along for you Saturday. So I want you to join us for that. We're back on Saturday now. It's all I'll say is that the classic and the new Who watch along is back next weekend. This is Doctor Who related, by the way, but please join us on Saturday. It will be a fun one. And I am sending, just bear with me for a second, folks. So, yeah, there's been a little bit of drama on Twitter. Obviously, you know, and I mean, it is funny. They're celebrating. Even all the people that hate me are coming out of the woodwork now and celebrating the fact that they've got me, that they've silenced me. You just won't silence me ever. And that is our downfall. To be quite honest, which is because you think you will be able to, you won't. At the end of the day, you know, as I said, you know, you mightn't agree with me comments. You know, you might accuse me of this, that, and the other, but I'm still not going to stop highlighting the issues, which we're going to do actually tonight, believe it or not, because Screen Rant put an article up in March. Now, I know it was highlighted, but was highlighted briefly. But we're going to talk about it because it talks about all the plot holes that were created because of the Timeless Children's story arc. And what we're going to do is we're going to get your comments in the live chat, and we're also going to get the panel's thoughts as well. And if anybody else, let me see, if there's anybody in the chat that would like to come on to the panel. And there you go. Chris has actually put my Twitter account, my new Twitter account, into the live chat. Follow me there. Don't worry, if you are a J-bot, you'll be blocked straight away. I am not getting involved with you guys anymore. It's absolutely pathetic now. I've set up a new account. I'm starting fresh. So at the end of the day, if you come after me, I'm just going to... This time, as I said, I'm going to use a different tactic. I'm going to cover all their names. People have actually even asked me when I expose people today, why are you covering their names? Well, you see, if I cover their names, you know, and I don't say anything, if I don't put a wording over the tweet, Twitter can't do me. So simple as that. Right, so I've sent a couple of my guests the link. They should be with us. If there is anybody in the live chat right now that would like to join the panel, please let me know and I will get you on now. And unfortunately, yeah, the streams on Twitter, on Facebook, unfortunately, because I was late. Because I'm an idiot. What time is it? Oh, there we go. Yeah, sorry about the lateness. Hopefully that might do something. No, it won't. Is it going to make me put it on at 8 o'clock? Yeah, probably so. No, 8:05. Yeah, there we go. Right, so it'll be activated on, which is a bit ridiculous. There we go. I've tried. Oh, get away. Right. Okay. Right. Unfortunately, people that normally watch me on Facebook won't be able to watch because I was a little bit late, unfortunately. So that's that. We'll just get rid of that. Right. Let me see. I don't know how Noel does it. I would have no patience with these people. Well, listen, I wasn't always as patient as this, but, you know, the last few months has made and taught me also that you do need to have patience with these people. They want the reaction every time. And listen, they want me to come out all full steam ahead and call them names and stuff and go on a big rant. That's why 51 people are actually watching me right now, because they're actually listening to what I have to say, because they're waiting for me to have a big rant about them, having my Twitter account suspended. At the end of the day, it's a Twitter account. I've always said this. If they do get that account taken down, it's just as simple as setting up a new account. So, like, I don't know why they're all celebrating as if they've won some sort of victory on Twitter, because I've been obviously people that follow me are sending me their tweets and I'm seeing them. It's actually really sad that they're carried on like this. But look, Twitter sides with them, and you don't see their accounts getting taken down. Apparently, my account was suspended for because people are making false allegations out there. My Twitter account was suspended for apparently spamming. Now, if anybody's aware, there's a certain account out there that does exactly that, but yet they're still up. So, there is no justification on Twitter anyway. So, why I'm not surprised. Right, we've got one of our guests waiting. The other two guests will be joining me soon. If you want to join them listen, I'm just going to put the link in the chat right now. And if you want to join, come on in. And I'm going to get that article. What's going on? It's telling me I can't share the link in the chat now. What is going on here now? No. YouTube has rejected your comment. What is going on? Give us a second, folks. Give me a second. Oh, I've got an email. This is not. No, it says on live. Well, I have actually said to YouTube, because I've actually preempted, because obviously to get the Twitter account, they're going to focus now on the YouTube channel. So I've made YouTube aware that there might be a mass reporting on my channel. Now, YouTube does have things in place that actually, because they actually put up a whole thing about this, that they have not they do realize that channels are being mass reported, and unfairly so. So they have processes in place. They won't immediately take down your YouTube channel, but they will tell you that your channel has been mass reported. So they will go after the channel as well. I don't know why it's not letting me put that link. What I'm going to do is, very quickly before I bring me guests on, I'm going to refresh this stream, okay? Just to see if that makes a difference. Right, let's see if we've gotten anywhere. Normally at this point, I'd probably lose me rag now at all of this crap going on. But as I said, you just get to a point where no, it's not letting me put the link to the chat, or the link to the panel. If someone could do me a favor, one of me moderators, you guys will be able to do it. If you could do that, please. YouTube rejected your comment. This is fairly common when sharing a link. No, it's not fairly common, because it's never happened to me before. So it's not a fairly common thing. Right. I don't know if the other guys realize that I've actually sent them the link. But let's bring on our first guest, because he's been waiting a while. So we've got a nerd joining us this evening. And yeah, it's the one and only Nerdfather.
So I don't know if you noticed the new logo I have.
I do. It's great. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. How are you
An editorial
anyway?
cartoonist friend of mine from Philadelphia drew it. So I had to incorporate it into my channel.
Yeah, it's very good. I like it. It's a good piece of artwork. I really do like it, and I like the way the hand, and it does look like a collar on top of the hand, which is
Mm-hmm.
very smart.
Yeah, it does. It
Very
does.
clever. Very
So,
clever.
so Gary got kicked out. I haven't seen who else has been kicked off.
Yeah, I've been kicked. Gary has been kicked. And I say a few more will also get kicked. Look at we kind of all anticipate. This is the thing. A few months back, we even said it. Gary and all made a whole thing about it. That you know that don't be surprised if Twitter account.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah. So we
Actually,
all go
I
ahead,
was
Bob.
just going to say, I thought a lot of this would have happened at the beginning of the year when everybody was worried about whatever that term was with the new content and avoiding making content for kids.
Yeah.
Because I think Doomcock was afraid he was going to get kicked out.
Yeah, he is eventually. Listen, this is what Twitter is going to do. They're going to try make an example out of certain accounts because they believe that we're all toxic. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, I do have very strong opinions, like most people out there. But the problem is that these people are so insecure; they just can't take anybody else's opinions because if you don't think like them, if you don't have the same opinions as them, well, then there's something wrong with you, and that's wrong. We all are unique individuals. We have independent thought. We also have different opinions, and we've always had, especially in fandom. That's what we do in fandom. We see our favorite shows, we review them, we talk about them, we talk about plot holes if there's any, we talk about the story writing. This is what we've always done. But unfortunately, you have noticed with franchises that, particularly the ones that were male dominated, that have been all of a sudden gender swapped, you will see then that the people that then start to be fans of these franchises, they have a particular view, and they don't like anybody that criticizes. Even if you criticize the writing and you don't criticize the female character, they will find some way or they will find some offense to what you've said. And they'll always bring it back to, well, you're only saying that because it's a woman. No, we're not. We're not. And with Jodie Whittaker, as I said, everybody knows my personal beliefs on what the doctor should be. But as I said, if they were going to go with the female doctor route, if you were going to go down that route, well, then Jodie Whittaker wasn't the right actress to do that. You should have went
Well,
with
and
someone with a better CV. I mean, I don't know what you think, Father. Oh, by the way, guys, don't worry. I know there's a few of you in the chat upset. I'm not. I'm back on Twitter, so don't worry about it. Back on Twitter. Apparently, they're all celebrating, but now they found out I'm back on Twitter and it hasn't gone down well. Boo, feckin' who? Who cares? Who cares? Get over yourselves. Get over yourselves. See, this is what's wrong with you. They're insecure. We also got evidence to show. We showed evidence, by the way, that they actually did try rig the Radio Times poll. You're so insecure and insecure about this era that you will do anything to try make this era more popular or this doctor more popular than she actually is, but she's failed. She still came second to David Tennant because the real fans would have been voting for David Tennant. Yeah, you tried to rig a poll, you lost. You are pathetic. That's all you are. You are pathetic and insecure. Why not work on yourselves? Sort out your own little insecurities. Go and talk to someone like we all do. Yeah? Sort yourselves out instead of projecting your own insecurities on the fandom because this is what's happened. Jodie Whittaker fans, not all of them, but Jodie Whittaker fans, most of them are very insecure. They've latched on to this woman because apparently she's some sort of beacon of hope for them. But all she does is she just panders to them. She doesn't care. So I mean, this is why they'll defend her as much as they do, and the tactics that they use on Twitter. Now, I will just add one more thing, and then Father, you can go ahead. But I will add this: there's a couple of accounts out there accusing of using vile language. Like, for example, there's one person on Twitter that was accused of being sent rape threats, and apparently Jodie Whittaker also, in a series of tweets by some account, apparently said that they were going to do the same. Now, here's the thing about this, though. None of these accounts that are saying this, and I'm not saying that it hasn't happened, but why I find it hard to believe is that you provide absolutely no evidence whatsoever to back up those claims. Now, if that is happening, I wish you would give us the evidence so we can actually expose these people, because it is vile, disgusting, and they should be locked up. But again, I will say it, provide the evidence. You never do. So until you start doing, nobody's going to listen to you. But Father, go ahead, because I know you've got a lot to say. And again, if you want to join, if anybody wants to join in, let me know and I'll send you an email. If you want to join the panel, please let me know and I'll send you an email right now. For some weird reason, I cannot put the link up because I don't know what's going on. So if you want me to send you an email, I'll send you an email and come on. So Father Miller, you go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if they wanted to have a woman doctor, they should have done it years ago. But, we live in the culture where women could be men and men could be women, and I don't want to go down that road. But it seems like it's being forced on us. You knew something was coming during Hellbent when the white general regenerates into a black woman.
Yeah. Yeah, that
and then her little comment, "I'm back to normal." Then,
yeah, I know that was so done deliberately. It's unbelievable. Like, I mean, that's so in your face that anybody that says there wasn't an agenda behind that, I mean, it's so bloody obvious. Like, you don't need to be.
The thing that makes me mad is Capaldi. I love Capaldi. I think he could have probably been better than Tennant if he was given better storylines.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. The Tardis zone. That does makes me feel uncomfortable. Missy was the warning sign for me. That's when I force walked. Look at Missy. Yeah, Daniel, I'll send you a link. Missy, what? Look at. You know my feelings on Missy. But Michelle Gomez played the role well. I can't deny that. So I mean,
and they didn't make a big thing about her being a woman.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. So
I mean, I enjoyed Misty. I mean, I really did. I didn't know it was going to be the Master until the end.
No, you're right. They didn't make. You're right. That's the difference. And if they did it that way, I still think there would be objections to a woman doctor. To be honest, I know there's some diehard fans. There's a lot of them though that would give it a chance. But after this, I don't see it. See, here's the thing. I think we have been robbed. I think Jodie Whittaker's been robbed, but she hasn't helped herself. I think she is way over her head. But look at the writing. I mean, she hasn't been given the greatest scripts. So I do feel that Chris Chibnall has robbed this fandom. If he was going to do a female doctor, he robbed this fandom of that. He robbed the fandom of that because he hasn't written this doctor well at all. I don't know. I haven't warmed to this doctor, and I know there's a lot of fans that haven't either. But and she doesn't look at me personally. I don't think she handles herself well when it comes to the fandom. I know her fans will say different. I don't know how they can because she's done absolutely nothing for them. But there you go. That's the loyalty that they have. It doesn't matter. She comes out and says the odd thing here and there. The latest one is the whole non-binary nonsense.
Yeah.
You know, she just panders. Right, hold on, because we got a guest. He's come all the way from Scarrow. Yeah, it's the one. No, it's the other, and he got roots in Scotland now. Yeah, decided that he'd go all the way up to Scotland there, up north. You know, where it's rainy, windy, snowy, the whole lot. But he seems to have gotten used to it. It's the one and only, the international treasure, Scottish Davros.
Hello. How are you guys?
I'm good, my friend. I'm good. I'm just looking at all the fallout of all the fallout of all of this nonsense of them all celebrating. We're getting TikTok, Twitter. It's funny because you know, as I said, they're not going to silence me. But I do want to. We do have a couple. I'll let you add something there now. But I do want to actually get into this article. We will have. I'm hoping to have on two other guests. I won't mention the names yet, just in case they don't show up, because they did. Oh no, there's one of them there already. So we're just waiting on one more guest. Hopefully, he said give him 10 minutes, but he might be a little bit tired, so I don't mind.
But I'm probably going to be taking off in about 10.
And Father Miller will be leaving. But let's bring him on. I'm not going to give him a big introduction because I can't do them better than the rabbi himself. But this lad is a being. He's a human being, but he's also a problem being.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm all right. I have my tortelloni and I have my salad. I'm good. So if I go on mute, it's because I'm eating.
Yep.
Good man. Right. What I'll do is I will get into this article. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
So I'm going to read it. Now, I would ask you guys on the panel if you would let me get to each paragraph, at the end of each paragraph. If you do want to add something at the end of each paragraph, just let me know. If not, I'm going to read the whole article straight through, and then I'll get you our opinions on it. But if there is something you want to say, wait until the end of the paragraph. And then,
I'm going to eat.
then, well, I know you're eating, so we'll be fun, and I might actually get through the article.
Shut up.
Me and Lee are like this all the time. That's why I love having Lee on. He could see him, he doesn't get offended, you know, like some people in this bleeding.
Shut up.
Right, you be quiet and eat your roll. What you having anyway? What's it? Sausage roll, crip roll?
Tortelloni parcels with salad with pine nuts, salad leaves,
right,
grapes,
get away, you hippie.
strawberries,
right, so
tomatoes,
right,
onion,
you
cucumber.
got a hippie on the channel. Just eat a bleeding burger, will you? We're all going to die anyway. It doesn't matter. We're going to all die eventually. Right, here we go. This is Screen Rant. Now, this article was put out on the 2nd of March. So this would have been put out just shortly after the series had actually finished. Right, so Doctor Who, every plot hole created by Ridiculous, and I just want to highlight that there. Ridiculous. Oh, damn. Technology. Ridiculous. No, that's not working. Timeless child reveal. I won't do that again. I apologize. Right. So Doctor Who's season 12 finale revealed the truth of the long-running Timeless Children mystery and creates a few plot holes in the TV show's canon. A few.
Well, it's not long running. It's not long running. The latest
one is the River Song one, but
it was hinted at. It was hinted at in one episode in season 11.
Yeah. Right. So Here we go. Doctor Who's latest big reveal has left some sizable plot holes in the TV show's long canon. The timeless child mystery has, in effect, since Jodie Whittaker's first episodes, re-emerging at the beginning of season 12, but only now has a definitive answer being offered. No, there hasn't. In The Timeless Children, the Master revealed that the Time Lords originated when the Doctor fell through a boundary from another universe into our own. The natives of Gallifrey used the inherited healing abilities of the Doctor to create the regeneration trick that would later build a civilization upon. But but due to some dealings with the division, Doctor Who's hero was forced to forget this history and importance to Gallifrey's inception. Right, I just want to say one thing. First of all, you're wrong about the native Gallifreyans. It was one woman. Yeah, it was one woman. By the way, this woman was also supposed to be a scientist and actually kidnapped the child. Let's make that clear. Right, let's continue anyway. Does anybody actually, because we have gotten past the first little paragraph, would anybody like to add anything to that little part that we've just read there until I get to the next part? Is there anybody want to add on?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Continue.
Okay. Such a seismic alteration to Doctor Who's canon has obviously divided fan opinion. But while it might be too early to tell whether the timeless child is a stroke of genius, it's not, or lesson in how to destroy a franchise in 65 minutes, which it is, it's hard to argue that the idea isn't completely ridiculous. Yes, it is, one way or the other. I'd love to see what they say about this. To completely turn 50 years of story on its head is a brave and insane undertaking, and ironically, only time will dictate whether this crazy idea will pay off. Well, let us see what happened, the fallout after Series 12. We've got the lowest rating since the late 80s. The ratings have obviously, as I said, have fallen off a cliff. Merchandise has suffered. The Doctor Who magazine is based, staffers are basically begging people to buy their magazine. And the interest for anything related to Doctor Who, yes, there's a general excitement when things are announced, but then after that, the excitement is gone. The focus is mostly on her predecessors and not on Jodie. She actually has a series, a special coming up, and they're not even promoting that. That's the fall. So we dictate whether the crazy idea will pay off. It hasn't. But let's continue anyway. And then if you just want to pipe in after this little bit, you can. As one might expect, this rewriting of Doctor Who history has created some plot holes where the new story doesn't quite match up with what fans already know. The following points may yet be addressed in Doctor Who's future, and some are more important than others. But as things stand, they are narrative gaps that the timeless child mystery has created. Here are all the Doctor Who plot holes season 12's finale left behind. Right.
It's not going to be all of them.
I want to say something about this scene, though, right?
It will take up two websites, two servers to fill out all the podcasts.
Because to be honest with you, I actually did like this scene. I loved Jodie's expression when she realised that Joe Martin was when she seen the police box. Her face, I have to be honest, I said this. The only 2 times that Jodie Whittaker, 3 times actually, Jodie Whittaker has convinced me in any scene is when she seen Gallifrey destroyed. When her face there, I did believe her there. This scene here, when she realizes that there's actually a TARDIS buried there, I thought her face was absolutely priceless. And when Sacha Dhawan's master actually revealed himself, she was priceless. Her face was priceless there. The only 3 times I was convinced, and I'll just slide in there one more. We'll just say, an honourable mention. When she gave out stink to that the bereaved husband because he was living with his wife in a parallel or whatever it was, or an alternate dimension, because he left his teenage daughter. And let's not forget, she was a teenage daughter, but they made such a big deal out of this. But Lee, you do actually want to add something before I jump into this, but go ahead.
He said just as I was chewing my food. Stroke of genius. I think more a stroke than any stroke of genius. It's bollocks. I think why is this now? Why didn't they come out and say all this sooner? I mean, we've been saying this for how many months? You know, since it happened, we picked out all the plot holes. All his stories are full of plot holes. It's not just the timeless child. It's inherent in all his writing and in all his writers.
Yeah,
you know, and he lets this go through. I think Piers Wenger, with his editorially happy with this, is a moron. He needs to be sacked. He's overpaid. What, like £250,000 a year?
Yeah.
To sit on his high horse and think that this is wonderful when everything is going to shit in the handcart. I think it's just unbelievable. So, I mean, Screen Rant is like a broken clock. It's right, or maybe twice a day. It's too little, too late. And we know all this stuff already.
They come out with an article like this, but then they'll come out with another article that defends it. I mean, Screen Rant is hypocritical, but it's still worth showing this article because, you know, you can tell that there is an internal struggle within these magazines as well, that some people do want to come out and tell it as it is, but there is, you know, they're always looking over their shoulders because they know that they will upset, because whether I like it or not, I mean, they do, these trolls, if that's what you want to call them, they're very, they've got a lot of backing, you know, so it's very hard. You have to be very careful, especially if you're media, because you don't want your staff to, because I can guarantee you if they kept coming out with articles that were slamming this era, their journalists and all would be threatened with death threats, like the way I have been, you have been, and everybody that has even...
but if we all said no, if we all said, I don't care, you know, it would stop, because it doesn't affect you.
Yeah, but these people do care. It's their jobs that are on the line, and they're not willing to put the jobs on the line. So
yeah, but people are not going to their websites anymore.
I mean, after this article, I don't know what Ted did there. After this article, they followed up with another article that basically praised the series. So, yeah, as I said, they can be a little bit hypocritical, but this was an interesting article that just resurfaced. I don't know where it came from. It resurfaced from somewhere, and I thought, you know what, it's worth talking about.
How old is it?
See if any other guests have arrived.
How old is this? It
came out March,
March,
just after the series had finished. Perhaps the most glaring issue with the Doctor having X amount of past lives before William Hartnell concerns the blue box form of the TARDIS. After learning that she's far, far older than she thinks she is, Jodie Whittaker's Doctor surmises that Ruth's Doctor encountered previously must be a predecessor dating beyond her. Supposedly the first incarnation, William Hartnell's the first incarnation. Certainly this would explain why Ruth says she's working for someone, the Division, and why she doesn't recognize the sonic screwdriver or the 13th Doctor. But Ruth's TARDIS is shaped like a police box, and this shouldn't be the case if she came before Hartnell. Would anybody actually like to add something to this whole? Because this is one of the things that is actually brought up as the TARDIS. Actually, hold on for a minute. We will finish because there's another part to this. In Doctor Who's second ever episode, the first Doctor travels from the 1960s England to prehistoric era, and upon exiting the TARDIS, is surprised to see that his chameleon circuit hasn't changed the ship's exterior from the police box to something more period appropriate. This is the moment the TARDIS assumes and keeps its police box image. So Ruth's TARDIS should still be camouflaging as intended. So who wants to take that whopper? I'm actually going to take a quick toilet break. So which one of you guys would like to pick up on this? Because this is a big glaring plot hole. Has anybody actually on the panel got any theories for starters? And secondly, you know, what I mean, could she be a doctor before Hartnell? Honestly believe she's a doctor before Hartnell. I've told you where I think she fits in.
Yeah.
I think she fits in between Troughton and Pertwee.
No, I don't believe that.
That's me. I know you don't. That's why I'm going to give you a chance now. So this is your opportunity. So Lee, we will start with you, and then I think Daniel wanted to pop in there as well. So after you're finished, Daniel, you can just go straight. I'm just going. I'll be only a couple of seconds, but go ahead anyway.
Well, my theory is, and I believe it's well within the realms of possibility, but the Chibnall has either been given orders to or wants to willingly fulfill this ideology and make not only the Ruth Doctor pre-Hartnell, but like the original, like the Timeless Child, and how her character is like somehow she's escaped some alternative timeline where she was robbed of her incarnations, and somehow perhaps Whittaker will sacrifice herself to reset the timeline to make her the new first Doctor. That's how I see it transpire. I could be incredibly wrong, but with the current era of everything going on, I wouldn't put it out the realm of possibility. And I think if they did that, there will be like unbelievable uproar. I mean, William Hartnell would be revolving in his grave. He made that role.
Yeah.
It just seems almost inconceivable to me, but I have conceived it because that seems to be the logical explanation to me, or something along those lines, but I can't prove it one way or the other. We'll have to wait and see. Well, I won't, because I won't be watching, but I'll certainly hear about it one way or the other. It really does worry me where they're going to take it. It's still, if we're led to believe that we've got another series of this, I think he's not finished. I think he's not done destroying Doctor Who yet. That's it. That's all I have to say, which I find just very worrying.
Yeah. Daniel, would you like to add on to that? I know you wanted to.
See, to be honest, I thought, yeah, I agree with what you just said, because I think, the finale is only just the start of them starting to untangle all the bits of history, and I do agree that he's going to try and he's going to try and make him if stuff up top the first up top. Now I think that as with his I think that as his and of the timeless children. So yeah, I do agree. Yeah, surely, because if you really think about it, if you really think about it, what I was because because if you think about it, if you think about it, the timer is the timeless child is the same ethnic background as the rest.
Bearing in mind, sorry to cut across you there, Daniel, but bearing in mind that if you look at the ethos of what the BBC's diversity and inclusion thing is all about, and the postmodernist doctrine and critical race theory, which is now banned in parts of American society, it is to unwhite everything to unmail everything. For me, I think Doctor Who represents a paternal figure that they want to destroy. And by doing that, they want to bring down his whiteness, his maleness, his Englishness, if you like, because he is, well, I mean, apart from being Scottish once or twice and all the rest of it, he's been described by Philip Hinchcliffe as a sort of eccentric Englishman, you know, which I think is very apt for the character. So what I can see them doing is by making the Doctor literally the definition of diversity and inclusion. So they're going to make it as a symbolic sacrifice of his colonialist white maleness, and, you know, make him a black woman to say, hey, take that, stale pale male patriarchy. It's so clearly obvious to me.
Yeah.
Whether or not they go to that fullest extent. I mean, they've already gone halfway there. So I can't see why they wouldn't go all the way, quite honestly. I think if they do, they'll kill it. I think it undermines the character. I don't think that... Listen, I thought Dewan would make a good Doctor, but personally, I think the Doctor should be pale, male and stale. I don't care. I think that's the character. I think that's always been the character. I don't think there's a problem with that. I don't think it would work or be acceptable if you were to change the race and gender of any black or Asian female or male character to make them white. I think that that's wrong as well. I just think you just have to look at the character as they are. Yeah, okay, he changes faces and all the rest of it. But, you know, if you hadn't noticed, for the last 12, he was a white older guy, you know. There's nothing wrong with that. And to make it something that's somehow bad and wrong is deeply distressing. I think quite unnerving. And I think that teaches a whole generation of young white boys that they are inherently bad. And I don't agree with that message. I think that's a very evil message to make people think and believe. I think that anyone who encourages that kind of mentality is deeply damaged. I think this needs to be rejected. And I think there's nothing wrong with the Doctor's character being as he has been for the last 50 odd years. That's all I have to say on that.
Okay, well, go ahead, Daniel.
I was just going to say, I'm going to get going.
Oh, you have to go, do you, Father? Okay.
Yeah, I do. I got a few things still this afternoon.
No problem. Listen, thanks for coming on. Really.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No problem.
Bye, Father.
Everybody.
Enjoy the rest of your week.
Will do. We'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Daniel, is there anything you'd like to add about the TARDIS before we move on to the Two Hearts part?
The way you kind of summed up perfectly what I wanted to actually say. So carry on if you fancy it.
Okay, let's go on to the next one, because this is one of the big ones, if I'm honest with so the Two Hearts. Yeah, so how could they have two hearts is probably right. So in the Timeless Children, it's revealed that the people of Gallifrey used the Doctor, a child from another world, to obtain powers of regeneration, artificially stealing the child's natural abilities. However, this doesn't automatically explain why the rest of the Doctor's biology is the same as every other Time Lord, especially when it comes to having two hearts. So are the Doctor's real race and the Time Lords both coincidentally born with dual tickers? Or did the Gallifreyans originally have one heart, but Tectoyum's experiments resulted in the Time Lords developing a second one over time, mimicking the Doctor's physiology? Certainly, there's no mention of ancient Time Lords only possessing a single heart. On another biological note, Paul McGann's eighth Doctor claimed to be half human. While this was arguably already a plot hole, the chances of the Doctor having a human DNA are now even more unlikely, since she doesn't even come from this universe.
Yeah, and we
Right.
rejected
Yeah,
that then, and we reject this now.
this is the one that has caused a bit of, a bit of a reaction. So again, guys, I will get you a point of view on that. We'll start with you this time, Daniel. Daniel, two hearts.
Um, 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 it was already been it's already been established and throughout of it's already been established throughout both eras in Ashikanya, who the concept to the time and the time odds biology is made up like hearts and as well. Like I want to just touch on the half human thing but equally the majority the majority of the hardcore fans at the time when the TV movie had come out, like they basically rejected us off the bat. And now and like and obviously now and obviously now the and obviously now the more hardcore fan base such as us are now actively rejecting that as so like uh, so so like see how I don't see how the as should actually stand if Tim Davies actually actually serious about making changes. He's got to have a look at the whole opera as a whole and actually go through it if I find if home and get rid of kind of the um Admiral and his actions stuff. Uh,
Lee, would you like to
Let's be
add
clear.
anything?
I just wanted to say one thing before I address that point, which I think is the weakest thing. We can easily argue for it, but hey, listen. The only reason the Timeless Child thing was created was to create the diversity of the Doctor. That's the only reason that storyline was created. It was completely contrived just to make the Doctor historically and had always been non-white, and non-male particularly. So I think that needs to be addressed because that is incredibly cynically employed. As for this, hey, you could argue that the regeneration itself could change your physiognomy to make it like the Doctor's or the Timeless Child's, rather. Why not? I mean, at this stage, it could do that. The regeneration itself could have sparked a change in the physiognomy. We can explain that away. That's a mild plot hole, but the one that you can explain away. So I'm playing a little bit of devil's advocate on that one, but that's it really. There's nothing much to say about it. I mean, it's science fiction. You can get away with a lot of things. It's just how you do it and how believable it is and how entertaining it is, how well thought out it is. This isn't, it's just been slapped together because agenda, really. They don't care about explaining things in any detail because if they did, they would exploit it. It would expose the many failures of the story itself. So if they actually went in and tried to pick up on all these plot holes, they would just end up having to create more plot holes in order to reach around to explain things away. And by that point, we'll have lost interest anyway, which we have already, because we see it for what it is, a cynically employed, agenda-driven nonsense.
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely ridiculous, man. The Two Hearts issue, I kind of do agree with you. It is science fiction, but I mean, he's not going to be able to explain this at all.
Look, the half-human thing, at the time, the half-human thing was thrown out by much of the fandom.
And apparently
it was never brought up again. I think it was brought up once.
By the way, apparently I'm on a mad one, according to people on Twitter. I'm not on a mad one. Oh, and by the way, there's a particular tweet.
Twitter is mad. I mean, this is the thing.
That we all know, that we've all had run-ins with, saying what I'm doing now is against Twitter rules and they should report my new account. Go ahead, as I said, it's
listen. If you believe everything on Twitter and they think that they are the ones who can tell you that you're crazy, it's like they spend all their time on Twitter winding themselves up out of everything that you say and do. I think, they live in your mind rent-free. You live in their mind rent-free, rather.
Yeah.
I think it's rather pot.
No, I'm not going mad. I don't care. It's just a Twitter account. And if they do take down this account, fine. I will appeal. Simple as that. I'll wait for how long it takes. If you take this account down, there's nothing on it anyway.
What are they so afraid of?
It doesn't matter anyway. There's nothing on this Twitter account that Twitter can do.
Why are their egos so fragile? Anyway. So why are their egos so fragile?
Whatever all you want, I will appeal it and I'll win, because there's nothing on this account that you can actually get me up on this time. So I don't care. Do what you want. As I said.
Why are their egos so fragile that they have to shut down everyone's dissenting?
They have to shut me down. They have to, because I don't know. They keep saying, right? They keep saying, Noel thinks he's self-important and all of this. I'm not, and I keep saying I'm not.
So what if you were?
But they obviously do think I'm important, because they're trying so hard to keep me shut.
What a boring world that they want to live in. They want to live in a world where everyone disagrees with everyone. I mean, how tediously dull and boring and frankly unimaginative that is.
They take this. They won't take this account down. Twitter won't take this account down because there's nothing on it that's abusive. Right?
There's nothing on the last one.
And I don't believe for 1 second that the other
these are the same people.
An abusive on it. I was defending myself, but Twitter has sided with them, and I'll take me punishment on the chin.
Well, Twitter always does
that. I've no problem with that. No problem taking.
Listen, these people are the same people that will cheat a Radio Times poll and then claim moral authority. I mean, they've got no scruples whatsoever.
And it doesn't matter, even if you do finally get me off Twitter completely, and I am banned off Twitter for a lifetime, you're still not going to stop me. I'm still going to be on YouTube. I'm still going to be on Facebook. I'm still going to be on Parler. I'm still going to be on places where I can get me message across. So it doesn't make a difference. It's all futile.
It's amazing they can get away with sending you pornographic images, get away with threatening you, get away with calling you, get away with all this
as well about other people without providing any evidence.
And then claiming moral authority over you.
Yeah, it's the same crap out of them. But Twitter, as I said, and I've no problem with that. Twitter have made their bed. Right, they know who they've decided who they're backing.
They back the wrong horses.
I don't care. It's a Twitter account. Get over yourselves.
It's ridiculous.
I actually laughed when it happened, because do you know what? With all that's been happening to me the last 6 weeks, this just like runs up Twitter in one tweet, in one thing. When I see my Twitter account, I was looking. I said, because I couldn't read my tweets, and I was like, what's going on here? And then next of all, it just pops up on the phone. Oh, your Twitter account is being suspended. And I actually burst out laughing. And then I went on a bit of a...
Well, you know what? Look, I mean, they can crow all they want about that ridiculous poll that they clearly rigged and admitted to rigging in their various tweets. But listen, it doesn't change the fact that over half the audience has switched it off. That's never going to change. And as for that bounce for Christmas, good luck with that.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Right, let's get into the rest of this article. It looks like our other guest is not going to join us, but they did kind of warn us preemptively that they wouldn't. Probably more than because they were third. Right, the Doctor's name. Let's see what they have to say here. So similar to the TARDIS plot hole mentioned above, the name the Doctor is something that should be unique to this incarnation of the character. In the sound of the drums, the Master said he remembers the Doctor choosing his own title because he wanted to make people better. Logically, then all the pre-Hartnell Doctors should call themselves something totally different. But Ruth once again disproves this by also referring to herself as the Doctor, an unavoidable hangover from a previous life, perhaps. Although not a plot hole in itself, it's interesting that the Doctor's real name now holds even far less or far more significance. The Matt Smith era teased but never revealed, which I was delighted for, the birth name of the Doctor, because I was going mental. I thought Moffat was finally going to do it, and I said, "No, you can't. You killed the show."
He's trolling everyone for.
If the Doctor's name comes from the character true to the home planet, this could be a vital clue as to their origins. However, if the Doctor's mysterious real name was just one given by Tectoyum, it means virtually nothing.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah.
Wow.
A good point.
Actually, yeah. No, I don't like that. I never have.
Listen, I mean, if you're going to be murdered as a child over and over and over and over again, don't you think you turn out probably more like the Master than?
Yeah, exactly.
This is the thing. Listen, you bring up something interesting because that's what I actually believe happened to the Master, and this is all projection.
Well, I hope they do.
It is the Master that was tortured.
But then the Master's ruined as well. Then, you know, for me, I mean,
it
still
was,
don't like
but okay, I agree.
I can live with that more.
The Master, but which would you prefer? And I know this is a horrible question to ask because it is, and it's a bit of an unfair one, but I've got to ask it. Which would you rather see not go through this? The Doctor or the Master's character? I think it's called Doctor Who, so I mean, if main antagonist is destroyed or they ruin that, then I think, which they have. So this next one's about the regenerate. So you don't want to add anything to that one though. There's I
think it's a fairly decent point.
It is, but it is interesting. The end of it, it virtually means nothing now if that is the case, which is Why does the Doctor only have 12 regenerations? The Timeless Children explains that the Time Lords harvested the Doctor's regeneration abilities for their own use, but strictly limited in usage to 12, so as to avoid creating immortals. But if the regeneration limit is self-imposed, it should not apply to the Doctor at all. As the Timeless Child is it is impossible. So, which means that the whole story arc with the crack in the wall and the Time Lords basically given Matt Smith's Doctor a second set of regeneration energy actually makes no sense whatsoever. I think that's where they're getting with this one. The Doctor can regenerate, but until specified otherwise, it's natural to assume she could only do so indefinitely, which means Matt Smith's Doctor, say, there you go. I said it there in order to change into Peter Capaldi. Right, I think this one is fairly actually, I mean, guys, it does actually make the
Well, Rassilon was supposed to have originally set the regeneration limit to 12 for everyone else except for himself. And it was originally Thremix who created a virus which created the regeneration energy in the extended universe stuff, which it sounds a lot better. Listen, if they'd gone through this route of the looms and the other, would have been much more interesting if they'd stuck with that, because that was kind of already sort of canonized within the fandom's mindset anyway. Even though some would disagree, I think the general consensus was that the looming of Time Lord DNA was an accepted part of canon. And I think by not only throwing out the TV show canon, they're throwing out the extended universe canon as well. And it's like kind of what they did with Star Wars. You know, they threw all that extended universe stuff out, which is a wonderful resource, you know, and it also puts everything else like Big Finish Audio's novels, all that other stuff, it throws it out the window completely, you know. And now everyone has to rush around trying to retcon all their other media. I mean, that's just the knock-on effect is a disaster, really, and it needs to go.
Yeah, I agree. Look, I mean, cinema this era is over, and Chibnall goes, and then we'll finally
They'll be
know
dancing in the streets, I'll
what
tell
his
you.
big major plan is for this whole thing. But it brings us on to the next part, which is regenerating into a child. But the Doctor remembers growing up as a child, and these memories are collaborated by the Master, who claims that the entire stint with the division happened before the duo grew up together on Gallifrey, while the Doctor, who season 12 shows viewers how the division erased the Doctor's memories of her earlier lives. It's not clear how she went back to being a child. Traditionally, Time Lords age from youth to adulthood, but the regeneration process doesn't impact this, instead just renewing the adult body. This is demonstrated in the Timeless Children itself, when the Timeless Child falls off a cliff and regenerates into another child. And then we see the whole montage where Tectoy murders the child and regenerates into a child.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, you know, the established law is that, you know, when you become a Time Lord after you've gone through all the training and everything, then you're gifted the regeneration energy cycle. You know, because, you know, we know for a fact that they can be gifted a whole new regeneration cycle.
Exactly.
It's just like, it's not thought out whatsoever. It's just been crammed in just to fit the agenda, and to hell with the law, to hell with the canon that they want to kick it to the curb, with their words. And I just think that that's wholly irresponsible to the fandom and to all those devout followers of this classic TV show that we all love and adore and have done since we were kids. And it's just shat all over it. For what? So it can be diverse to everyone, like it wasn't before. Really? Yeah, come on. This bullshit. Yeah, bullshit. No one buys this. I mean, look, if you're going to find this wandering child who's come through this massive giant portal that no one's explained how it turned up there, and is it still there? Has it gone? What is it? Wouldn't you try and get that child home, not just whisk it away and then sort of let it play near a cliff? Exactly. And fall nonchalantly off the cliff, kind of in a sort of daze and smiling.
Oh, remember, it was a little boy that pushed her off.
Of course it was. Yeah.
You know, I had to be a little boy to do it, because, you know, us males are all toxic, and
that's the message. It's the message. You find it in everything now, like.
Yeah. So I mean, look, if he by some miracle is able to explain every single one of these, I will be literally surprised, because there's so many, and we haven't even got through the whole article yet.
What does Daniel think?
I think he's over. If he does have a plan, right, and he actually really does know what he's doing, all I'll just say is, Jesus, you're really
It's bad fanfic. It's bad fanfic. He's had this in his mind. He's had a boner for this since he was a teenager, and he's just gone out and done it. This is why you shouldn't have. I don't think you should have massive fans.
And here's
doing this, running this.
And here's a point that I want to make that hasn't really been included in that article, but it's still kind of relevant to the whole canon. So right now, see the point in the see the point in the value. Yeah, character that's been re-entered, and it's been re-entered obsolete, and it's been re-entered obsolete, because now there's been all of these incarnations or happening and all the rest of it. You don't actually see where the Alliard actually slots in.
Unless it comes in at the end of
Yeah.
this second regeneration cycle, perhaps. But I always assumed, I think it was mentioned, it was between the 12th and
Yeah.
final generation. So
Yeah,
I mean, it could be anywhere between Capaldi and the last one, I guess. I don't know.
but even in that, it's kind of been screwed up though. Oh, if you get what
Yeah,
I
I
mean.
think that should have been addressed. Definitely, they should have
Yeah.
gone with that. It's such a great character, and it was a wasted opportunity. I think they should have addressed it. It's not too late, but I don't think Chibnall has the nous to do it. Quite honestly.
Yeah, I agree. Chibnall is just, if you were gonna, and I always say this, if you were gonna attempt something like this, which I still do believe is the wrong thing to actually do. I don't think you should be really taking on something as big as this, especially when it's got to do with canon. I think fans have already made their feelings clear. I mean, even with the whole name of the Doctor thing, I remember there was an outcry. I hope Chibnall, because there was a lot of Moffat, because there was a lot of people that were saying, we'll finally get to know what the Doctor's name was. And I remember there was a big pushback from people saying, no, this is not what we want. This is the whole point, Doctor Who, not Doctor No. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's Doctor Who. So there was a lot of hesitancy, but when he didn't do it and it turned out the way he did it, I think
Or
it was
did he?
more relief than anything else in the fandom.
Or did he do it? Did he do it in World Enough Time? It's Doctor Who. I mean, again, trolling us for everything. You know, he was an expert troll, but I think he did it with a sort of tongue firmly in cheek. But you know, there are some who claim to know it. You know, like some say Theta Sigma or whatever it was, or there's another one that it's like the Latin word for physician or something like that, but I don't know. I think it's I don't want to know. I just want the madman in the box. That's all I want.
That's it. We don't need any. We don't want the Doctor's mystery to be unlocked. And this is what this is what Chibnall's trying to do. Or again, he's probably trolling us all. This is probably something that he's making us think he's going to do, but the last minute he's going to quite possibly chicken out, because there is that whole everything that everybody's saying. Well, the Master could be lying. He could have done something to the Matrix to make the Doctor believe that Gallifrey.
Well, how is the Matrix still functioning after Gallifrey's been destroyed?
Yeah, which they'll probably bring up in this article as well. But River Song, now they only brought this up, believe it or not, Screen Rant has actually only recently did an article on this whole River Song thing. They just focused on River Song. So let's see what they said in this. Well, we already know. I have already kind of explained where I think they've already done, but let's see. River Song's origins was already convoluted, but even more problematic now with the timeless child in play. The story goes that the 11th Doctor's companions, Amy and Rory, had sex on the TARDIS while traveling through the time vortex, and their child, while still human, was gifted with regeneration abilities. When it was thought that the Time Lords had mastered regeneration on their own accord, this was just about plausible, but doesn't quite work neatly along the Series 12 finale reveals. If regeneration is something the Time Lords genetically engineered from the Doctor's unknown race, Rory being able to keep his sonic screwdriver in check shouldn't have, I love that, shouldn't have meant his child was gifted with the same powers. I love the way they actually describe Rory's appendage as a sonic screwdriver. Have you got on that one?
Go on, Daniel.
It's actually pretty self-explanatory, that one. Actually, and they've actually done so, and they've actually said something unusually that makes that makes sense because others because the whole Riverback story was already kind of convoluted anyway, and now when you add that and now when you add that as to it, and it makes it even more confusing.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Again, this is what happens when you put agenda before storytelling, because the story was already there. I mean, River Song's character was really the precursor of what was to come. She was the prototype for the female Doctor. She was the Deus Ex Machina that was put in place to test the water before Missy. So that was the intersectional feminism message coming through loud and clear. And I think that, yeah, again, this is what happens when you allow people to come in with an agenda to lecture us with, rather than looking at what's gone before and make it fit in with already what has been accepted as canon, and it's even recent history, for heaven's sake.
And you can still create something new, though. That's the thing. You're not confined.
I have no problem with a showrunner coming in and doing something different. I have no problem with the showrunner coming in and experimenting with the format. Philip Hinchcliffe did that. J&T did that, and that's fine. But they kept within certain rules and certain boundaries, and still managed to make it entertaining and still change the direction of the show. You know?
Hold on, I need to read this out. It's related to all the stuff that's been happening on Twitter. So the J-bots mightn't be celebrating for long, because I might actually get the account back, because Twitter support have actually put out a tweet to say, we are seeing a number of accounts have been locked or limited by mistake, and not because
that'll be me then.
any particular topic. We are working to undo this and get those accounts back to normal. So you never know. I'll wait. I'll still keep this account until I'm guaranteed that the account is back, and then I will deactivate the new account if that does actually happen. So
yeah. Well, hopefully that means my account will be lifted from the
I don't want to be accused of having two accounts, and I will actually do a little video to prove to people that I'm deactivating the account. So there is no person out there saying, "Oh no, Noel's kept these account." No, if I get my other account back, I will be deactivating this.
And you've got a super chat as well.
Oh, do I? Oh,
yeah.
I'll read the article. So, where is the super chat?
You have to scroll up.
Okay, I might have to refresh. Give me a second.
It was Artem Mirabilis.
Yeah, Artem Mirabilis.
Hello there, Daniel. It's just the Daniel and Lee show. Hello.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, hello. How you doing anyway?
All right. Yeah, I just did just recorded with the Rabbi. We did Video Vault when we did Pulp Fiction. Yeah.
Hi, here I am. I'm back. I don't see that. I don't see that super.
Shall I read it out then, because I can see it?
What's going on with me?
It's there highlighted in blue. $2.
Oh. No, it's
8:57 p.m.
It's not coming up on my bloody StreamYard, so I don't know what the.
Coming up on here.
Hold on, wait. I'll have a look. I probably scrolled.
It's 8:57 p.m.
8:57.
Yeah.
Right. So there's 8:57. 8:57. There we go. Okay. Yeah, because we're reading the article. Sorry about that. Welcome anyway. The Timeless Child plot was solely to make the Doctor unisex. $2 super chat. Thank you for that. Do people actually agree there with that comment? Actually,
it was there solely to make the Doctor intersectional feminism.
Right. Let's go on to the next part of this article, which is the one that causes a bit of controversy. Is the one because we all know about the Doctor entered the Matrix before. So if the Doctor entered the Matrix before, I think the argument is by some people, well, if the Doctor entered the
More
Matrix
than once.
before, how come they don't have a memory of what the Master was going to do or something to that effect? So the Master claims to have accidentally uncovered the secret of the time
How?
while poking around in the Matrix.
How?
I don't know. But this might be considered strange as both he and the Doctor have poked around in there before. Tom Baker's Doctor and disfigured Master entered the Matrix in The Deadly Assassin, with the fourth Doctors going back in for going back for more in The Invasion of Time, wearing a crown that provided unrestricted access to a giant Gallifreyan hard drive.
Yeah, he was president of Gallifrey. He had the whole access to
the Doctor's origin story. Why did neither character notice it before? The likely explanation here is that the Matrix is so vast that the Doctor and the Master were both fooled by Brendan's perception filter while exploring the amassed data previously.
So many assumptions. Yeah, and not only that. I mean, as you see there, he also went there in the trial of the Time Lord.
Exactly.
So I mean, it's not the first time, and it certainly wasn't the last. It's so vast. Yeah, but something that big. I mean, not only was he president of Gallifrey at that point in the Deadly Assassin, not in the time. Was it the time? Oh gosh. The story with the Sontarans, my brain's gone.
Your brain's gone?
Yeah, brain fart.
Talk if your brain is gone.
Anyway, he's been in the Matrix. He's had access as president of Gallifrey. He would have had access to the whole bloody thing. So I think and not only that, if you go back to the brain of Morbius, he had that battle with Morbius, the mind battle there. Isn't it interesting how if all of those images were the invasion of time? Thank you, the adventuring nerd. There we go. Brain fart restored. If he had access to, if Morbius had access to the Doctor's memories, whether they were conscious or not, we only ever saw the Doctor's mind. Now, if this was a battle of two wills, surely we should have seen pictures of Morbius's previous incarnations. So how then did we only ever get to see the Doctor's and not Morbius's? I still contend that those images we saw were of Morbius's previous incarnations.
Yeah, I get you, but
I don't care what they say at the time, they implied it was the Doctor, but I think they realised that even then, by doing that, they were probably going to get a lot of backlash over that from fans, who were Hartnell first even then. So I think it's a nonsense. Also, you've got the CIA on Gallifrey, so how comes you've got two secret intelligence services, working there? The one that we've never even heard of, not even one mention.
Right. Let's carry on anyway. We've got the Valeyard. So the Valeyard was introduced during the Sixth Doctor's reign as an amalgamation of the Doctor's darkest instincts converged into one being, set to emerge at some point after the 12th regeneration. When Peter Capaldi's reign began, Doctor Who fans swiftly began to speculate whether the Valeyard would now make their long-awaited appearance, but only a brief reference was offered by Stephen Moffat during this regeneration. Now fans know that the Doctor actually passed 12 regenerations long ago. The Valeyard's absence looks even stranger.
That's true.
Where did the division go? Don't give a shit. So we will just go past that because I actually don't care about the division. I think it's one of those plots that needs to be actually get rid of.
It's another contrivance.
Yeah. So we're not even going to address that one.
No, I already addressed that already.
Like the Doctor stream, that wouldn't make sense anymore. If you want to add something to that, I'm not reading this anymore. I mean, we already know there's only two more, but they were the two. So Right, hold on. We might as well finish it because we're nearly there. Right, so this one is where did the division go? Right, so this remains
Where did they start? I mean,
surrounding the division. The Shady Bunch appeared to be a secret offshot of the Time Lords that actively meddles with time in contradiction of Gallifrey's usual code, and the Doctor conducted missions for them before running away in a stolen TARDIS. Not true. However, the existence of the division creates a plot hole when considering the occasion the Time Lords have elected to fiddle with history and recruit the Doctor to do so. Ever since the time of the Third Doctor, Time Lords have sporadically assigned the Doctor missions, such as wiping out the Daleks in classic Genesis of the Daleks. This is the most likely at the behest of the Celestial Invention Agency, or the CIA. Another shadowy Time Lord outfit. But if the division existed, wouldn't this be their area of expertise?
Yeah,
This new group
exactly.
appeared to be just doing exactly what the Time Lords have been doing for years.
Yeah, and the Gallifrey, I mean, the Time Lord Society knew who the CIA were. No mention of the division anywhere at all. So
Exactly.
this is just a complete contrivance. It wasn't necessary. I mean, they could have just easily said the CIA. It's just meaningless. It's bollocks. You know, again, it's not thought out. It's just contrived. All we see of these people is in a stupid montage. The whole thing. It's so slapdash, lazy writing, and it's just not considered whatsoever. It's not thought out. The whole thing is just a glaring wound of stupidity, and it should be an embarrassment to all those concerned, quite honestly.
Well, this is the one actually that I think is the biggest one, because as you all know, I'm not a fan of this particular plot line anyway. Never have been entering Doctor Stream, but we got it anyway, and it was established. So you know, I might have any problems with it, but you know, anything is better than what.
Yeah, Clara went above and beyond.
It does make this redundant because if Chris Chibnall is saying what he's saying, and you know there was doctors before Hartnell, then Clara wouldn't have done, and we would have actually seen as well. Because think about it logically, if Clara is in the Doctor's time stream, how come we didn't see the other incarnations of the Doctor? Because because Chris Chibnall's a blundering idiot, just like the fans of this show are blundering idiots.
She saw the Doctor as a young boy, and saw him stealing the TARDIS as Bill Hartnell.
Well, there you go. The Doctor.
She told him which one to take.
Intelligence enters the Doctor's time stream to undo all the good Doctor Who hero has ever achieved in the past, while Clara bravely jumps in to stop him. This time stream covers the entire past, present, and future of the Doctor, and Clara experienced all of it, even uncovering previously unseen War Doctor as a result of finding everything Doctor related laid out in front of her. Surely she would have seen the pre-Hartnell Doctors. Of course she would. During this experience, Clara knew enough of the Doctor's origin to lead him towards the right TARDIS. So there is no reason for her not to go further back beyond that. Is this something the division could have meddled with?
How could they meddle with his time, like his entire timeline?
Exactly.
Like that's the whole. I mean, the Matrix itself is the deposit of every Time Lord experience. So
look at
it's nonsense.
Look at this. Look what that says.
Christmas time. Christmas time is one word, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Revolution of the Daleks. There we go.
I hope it shows Christmas time and it flops.
That's Daleks plural, Whittaker.
Yeah, I'll be picking me nose and probably pooping out all the turkey and ham that I had that day. So that's what I'll be doing during the special if it
That'll be more entertaining than this.
Yeah, of course it will. Yeah, listening to myself go will be more entertaining than watching that crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the article. Guys, before we do actually finish up, is there anything? I'll tell you what, we'll do a bit of a summary, right? So I'll let you have a little bit of a summary of the whole article. Where do you actually stand on the whole timeless children origin story? Where do you think he's actually going to bring this, in your opinion? And has this, and I already know the answer, but I'm going to ask anyway so people can hear it on out there in YouTube land. Do you believe the timeless children or the timeless child story arc has damaged Doctor Who? Let me know. So we will start with Lee this time. So Lee, if you want to give a brief summary and then answer those questions that I've asked as well, then we'll hand over to Daniel. And then what we'll do is we'll let you plug whatever you need to plug. And then that'll be it. And then I'm going to see if I can get my Twitter account back, because apparently Twitter has made a mistake. So if that's the case, I'll probably have my Twitter account back. And that'll be actually fun, because the people that are celebrating the demise on Twitter will be rightly paid off if Twitter actually reverses its decision. And you know what? I just want them to reverse decision just for the sake of it. Just because I know it will cause. And at this stage, I don't care if it upsets you. The fact that you get upset and you are celebrating right now, but it could all be for nothing.
It's pathetic.
Because that could mean, Lee, that your account as well could.
Well, last time they told me it was a mistake, so it took them a month to work that out.
Well, still, even if it is, if you're back on Twitter, welcome back. That's all I'll say. And people, do us a favor, guys, because I'm on the new account for now. If you do happen to go into my old account and it says that it's not suspended anymore, could you just let me know, and then I'll just log back in.
I bet it'll take a while. Yeah.
I don't mind. I don't care if it takes a while. I'll use this account for as long. But I mean, the other account, I don't really care, to be honest. I mean, this account, loads of people have already started to follow me again. They know it's me. So the only thing that they've done really is I've just had to follow all those people again that I was following, and they're following me back. So in fairness, all it's been is just a little bit of an inconvenience. But overall,
well, again, it's the same people who applaud themselves for lying and cheating in a poll. So if that's the benchmark for success, then well done.
Well, I think Twitter needs to get serious. Look, I know Twitter has their, they clearly set an agenda, but Twitter has to do more when it comes to accounts like the accounts that are targeting. And he's not who I'm talking. We're not going to mention them, right? Because I'm not giving them a platform. But there's certain accounts out there that are doing exactly what we've been accused of, and their accounts are still up.
Yeah, well, they've done a lot worse, and they get away.
Twitter now really needs to, if you're going to suspend,
stop being partisan.
No, listen, I'm going to say this out straight. If you're going to suspend us because we violated Twitter rules, fine, right? I don't believe it, but fine, right? But be consistent, right? Also, go after those accounts that are grabbing screen grabs. They're putting them up on their account, and then people are seeing that and they're bullying them, and that's what happened.
I think if they see the same people, if they're seeing the same people constantly reporting other people's profiles like more than normal, I think that they should also be suspended until they've been reviewed.
Here's the thing, right? Now, the thing that's funny about this whole situation is that they reported me Twitter account because I start exposing their lies, right? They don't like that, right? They don't like being shown up. You seen here last week when we did the Tardis Zone talks, we had two Muppets come on to give a channel a plug, which was also celebrating the fact that I was off Twitter. So much for a truce there anyway. I mean, it's just a hypocritical asshole at this stage, but however. But the reason why this was done was because last night, believe it or not, I had finally had enough of that account sending people to me profile after screenshot. So everybody that was following that account, believe it or not, I actually blocked last night. This is the reason why they got my account suspended. Because if you think about it logically, they knew that I'd set up a new account. They think I'm stupid, but I've already preempted this. I already know what's going to happen. All those accounts that are blocked now are now unblocked because of this new account. So every enemy that I've had over the last 3 years can now see this new account. So they know exactly what we're doing. They have to try. See, they think that if they get me out in the open on my own, I'm somehow weak. I don't understand where you're getting that from. I've taken down people single-handedly by myself, and that's a fact. If you want to take me on, that's fine. Hey, listen, if you want to turn this into some sort of war, right, there's no point because, there's another year or her to go and she's going to be gone. She's not staying past Series 13 anyway, even if it is announced that she is staying. She's not going past Series 13. So you won't have the backup of all of these profiles that are backing you up and the BBC, because the BBC then will move on to the next agenda or the next box ticking that they want to actually promote. And then you'll see that those people with their ideals, with their beliefs, will be promoted over yours. That's the way they do it now. So they don't give a crap about you guys. So, I mean, at the end of the day, as I said, you can do whatever you want. I'm there for you all now to take a pop back. Go ahead. I encourage you to, because for the simple reason is I want people to see what yous are like. So come on, abuse me as much as yous want. Yous aren't going to silence me. Yous never will. Yous won't silence Daniel. Yous won't silence Problem Being. You won't silence Rabbi, Gary, or any other streamer out there. You will not silence us for having our opinions and for giving fans a voice. And yes, some of you slag me off because I said I am the voice of this fandom. I am the voice of this fandom. I am the voice of this fandom because I'm the only YouTube channel out there that continuously talks about this area, that continuously keeps this highlighted. So yes, and I do give fans a voice. So yeah, I am the voice of these fans because I've got people that actually agree with me. Mm-hmm. And every day I get new subscribers. So every day I have people that agree with what I have to say. So you know what I mean? Yes, I am, and you know what? I wear that with pride. Yeah, it's not something that me with a big head. I know I am a voice for some people out there that feel like they don't have a voice, and that's
Well, you certainly take a fair amount of shit from these people.
It's something that I am proud of. That I do give. The likes of Daniel, when I brought him on first, I knew he had a lot to speak about. So I encouraged him to do his channel. He's sailing and doing his own thing now, and his channel is becoming big, and he's getting people subscribing to him, and it's really kicked off, and I'm proud of him. Right? That's it. Right? I give people like Daniel a voice, and then when they get the courage, then they set up on their own and they do their own thing. And that's what I'm proud of. And you won't stop me from doing that. You won't stop me. You won't silence me either. And I'll continue to do these streams, and I'll continue to tweet what I tweet up on Twitter. And no matter what you do, I'm still going to be around. I'm going to be a thorn in your sides until Jodie Whittaker goes. It's as simple as that. Mm-hmm. And if that woman only improved her acting and kept her mouth shut, I wouldn't be focusing on her. I'd be focusing on the showrunner. But she always has to come out with some rubbish, like the latest rubbish that she was non-binary, which is an absolute fabrication.
No, she said she was gender neutral, which is
ironic,
considering she the first gender neutral feminist before it was a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
How can you be gender neutral?
That doesn't make any sense.
And a feminist.
It never does, because these people can't make any sense.
It's a contradiction.
They just don't make any sense. They never do, and they never will. But at the end of the day, as I said, I'm around for the long haul. The only way I'm off this platform is if I'm dead. I told you this already. The only way that I'm away from these platforms is when I die. And then when I die, you can fucking celebrate all you want. Yeah, I'll be dead. I won't give a shit. All right? But until then, no point celebrating, because I'm around to stay. And unfortunately for you guys, you will have to pull up with me. It's as simple.
Oh, you'll be around a lot longer than they will, because once she's gone, assuming against all hope that it doesn't get even worse, then they'll be gone themselves. So Ta-da!
I don't really care at this stage. They can stick around all they want. I'm still not going anywhere. We're still not going to stop having our opinions. And listen, when the new showrunner comes along and the new show comes along, if that's not up to scratch, I'll be the same. And they'll see it. I'll be the same. It doesn't matter whether the doctor is male or female. If that person that takes over the role is bad in the role, I will call them out because
if the writing sucks. Yeah, of course.
Right. It's as simple as that. I don't give a crap that Jodie Whittaker is the doctor at this stage. I don't really care. You can do use a female doctor. But at least if you're going to do it properly. At least get an actress in that's not over our head. And at least get a showrunner in or a writer in or a group of writers that can actually help elevate the character. But no, none of that has happened. None of it has happened. It's Chris Chibnall's fault more than anything else. But Jodie Whittaker has not helped herself.
I think it goes deep. I think it's deep within the BBC.
I know, it's BBC. I know, it's a whole... I know. Well, I do know.
Piers Wenger and all that
it's not just Chibnall, it's BBC, and then it's the groups behind them and all of this. I know. We all know that. But what I'm just trying to simplify it. There's a lot of problems, but you can get rid of some of the problems now. And you know, you get rid of Jodie Whittaker, you get rid of Chris Chibnall, you get rid of Piers Wenger, and you get someone in there that actually cares about the show, and then you have half a chance. And I say only half a chance because you still have to win back those 7 million households. You still have to win fans back like me, whether you like it or not. That's it. And also you have to, you know, the general public though is more of a concern. You really will have to put in the work. You'll have to have the best writing team that's ever been for Doctor Who to win the public back. The public have turned off 7 million households. And it's great how you keep spinning it. You can't spin 7 million.
You can't ignore 50%, 57% of the audience gone.
50% of your audience gone because of TV habits.
And that's 50% of the audience since the timeless child. And we haven't seen the fallout yet from that episode.
Exactly. But I don't know. It's ridiculous.
It is.
This is the way the fandom has been. Don't think she's being cast, unfortunately. On the early days on Facebook, I was getting this. Me and Matthew Pounder, who does drop into the chat sometimes. We were getting it a lot. And then obviously,
I had their thread straight away. As soon as I expressed my concerns.
Videos just to get away from all the drama, and I start doing little videos. Oh, by the way, I just want to ask people here while you are here, and I want you all to be honest, right? You won't hurt me feelings, okay? So I just want to make that clear. But recently, I've noticed that a few people have been complaining about the article videos that I do, the ones with the music. So I was asking, I want to ask, and again, I just want to say, you won't hurt me feelings here. I want you to be as blunt and honest with me, because I think I do try to be honest with you guys all the time. And as you know, I'm very blunt, so I don't mind just being the same. But do you think it's time for me to retire those videos? And would you rather if I did the article videos, but instead of music, actually me reading out the articles instead as pre-records and then throwing them up that way? So
I think it's better if you do it. I think it's better if you do it. Unless you get Cheryl to proofread for you, because sometimes the spelling is a bit off. But hey. That's a nit.
No, I read out the article. I wouldn't be doing the music.
Listen, I don't care how you deliver it.
No, but you are following me, and I don't. If it is upsetting people,
if it upsets people, then they're idiots.
People either. I know it is my channel. I can do whatever the hell I want on it, but I've got to remember that I do have over 1,700 subscribers, and some people that are new to the channel might be used to the videos. It is something that I have done from day one. But if it is time to finally, because there was a couple of times where I said I was, but then I missed them myself. And a few people actually...
I just want to address something that Terence Kent's just said in the chat. He says, if they cast a POC actor, I hate that term. I only could see Idris Elba as the new Doctor. Well, I think Idris Elba's already stated that he'd never do the role of the Doctor because he doesn't want to be cast as a token. So there.
Right, so we've got 2 people already that have said they like the articles with the music.
There you go.
And Retro Dicky has said that I love the music. Vanessa Larson loves the music. So yeah, I know some people do. Listen, if I know some people have said, would you not put the link? I'll tell you what, I'll make more of an effort to do that, right? It's just a fine. I'm not very. Lee will tell you, the wife will tell you, I'm not very good at putting links into the description, but I will try. If people don't want to watch the videos, that's fine. I will try put the link to the article actually in the.
You need Cheryl to produce for you. You need get her to proofread your stuff as well.
I don't really care about having misspellings.
I know you don't, but you know, just
I don't care. So apparently, I'm
my opinion.
More than an amateur. Who cares? I didn't claim to be professional anyway. Never have, never will, because I'm not professional. Do you think a professional host could get away with half of the shit I say? No, not in a million years. So I'm not. I mean, there's a whole thread on some social forum. Is Noel from the Tardis Zone a good host? Shit. I was even going to write in. No, I'm not a fucking good host. I even know I'm not a good host. I don't claim to be a good host. Nice thread, though. But I said, nah. But I'm not. I don't claim to be a good host. I don't really care.
I think you're a good host.
It's still sub to me. I'm happy.
You're one of the. Listen, no, you're one of the few sort of channels that invite people to come on, and I think that's very generous. And I think that you don't see that from their lot, really, do you? I mean, they're that egotistical, but you're not. You allow people to come on and take over like I do. And,
yeah.
People
I don't mind. Listen. I don't mind. I used to be like, real serious on this channel, as you know. I used to be very particular about letting everybody, but I just let everybody go with it now. Everybody finally gets their word in at some stage. Yeah, I'm the same. I go on a bit of a rant, as you know, and there's no stopping me. So, I mean, for example, I said I was leaving 27 minutes ago, and we're still here. So, yeah.
There you go.
So here, what I'll do is, because I did originally say give us a summary of the whole article. So Lee, I did say I'd start with you, so I'm going to shut up now. So if you just want to both give you your summaries about the article, go ahead. So Lee, you go ahead while I put on the wife's food before she starves to death, and I will have to bring her to the hospital.
I think the article is good at highlighting what we already know. There was a couple of things that I didn't pick up on that I thought were quite good points. But there's also the point of how did the Master destroy Gallifrey? It's not explained. Why didn't Tecteun take the child, try and get it back home? How did she suddenly become the most important person on Gallifrey history without any mention anywhere at all previously? It's just so contrived. It's so clearly contrived. And you can say, well, because of the patriarchy and all this kind of crap. And it's just like, that's the only reason you did it. And it's just so it's just become a trope, really, quite honestly. How can Time Lords regenerate when they're dead? Within time, in Cyber Lord costume, where did they get the costumes from with the stupid helmets? Just so many plot holes. Like, how can Yaz and Ryan and all that, wear Cyberman costumes like there are costumes when there's not costumes, and you don't have the full body of a human in the Cyberman outfit. It's their brains or their heads. How was Gallifrey destroyed yet the Matrix still exists and is still operative?
There's unanswered questions, isn't there?
And the regeneration thing, I mean, it's quite clear. I mean, there's so many other variants you can look at on that argument. Yeah, you know, the 11th Doctor's final regeneration. You know, why would the Time Lords give that extra regeneration cycle if it wasn't needed? It's just, oh God, you know, just stop, Chibnall. Just fucking stop. It hasn't worked. It's been rejected. Stop doing it. Just stop. Stop. You're killing the show. You're killing it. You're killing it. Not in a good way, killing it. Not in a 2020 style way of, you know, reverse everything. It's awful. It's awful. Even Jodie fans don't like Chibnall. I'll tell you that for nothing. Well, most of them. It's just a real worry and a real concern. And this is an appeal to Tim Davie. If by, you know, fate of God you're ever listening to this, do something, please. You're allowing this wonderful 57-year-old gem of a show that should be your crown jewel be desecrated for such a trendy thing that will become increasingly more cringe as it goes along and gets older. This will date very badly. It's already dated very badly, and I think that it's a sad indictment that you feel that you have to make everything current day about Doctor Who. Doctor Who was always kind of making allegories of things that were happening at the time, but in a much more clever way. But without sacrificing the story of the characters. This is undermining absolutely all of that, and I think that is a terrible shame.
Yeah,
it's heartbreaking to so many people.
I know
so
they don't. They just don't get it though. They don't get the heartache. They don't get.
Well, they love it. They love it. They. This is the thing. They seem to enjoy people's misery.
Suffering.
I think that's incredibly cynical.
Right,
I think it's incredibly selfish.
Yeah.
I think that people who support this era are incredibly selfish because they don't care about other people. They clearly don't care about other people. As long as they are satisfied, as long as they can crow about it on Twitter, as long as they can make vile statements and gang up on people and act like bullies, which clearly is just a projection because they are clearly bullied themselves. So was I, but you don't make that as an excuse for your behaviour. I just think the BBC's pandering to an audience of people who are gits, who don't deserve it, quite honestly. It's fallen so low to a bunch of people who just have such a shallow love for the current era because it speaks to their narcissism. I think that's tragic, quite honestly. I think it's very short-sighted. I think if it carries on for season 13, that will definitely kill it beyond any doubt in my mind. I think it's already circling the drain. I really hope that some special attention is focused on this show. I think if there is a second lockdown, which looks like it's coming, depending on how long that lasts, I think that could spell the end anyway.
There is a second. We're already in.
Well, I think they're supposed to start filming the next season.
Now that's been locked down. We're actually in the first week.
Listen, Jodie Whittaker has got to focus on her career. She's already got other things in the pipeline for next year. I think plans are things that can change. Even if she goes, it's not going to fix anything. If Chibnall is still in charge and if Piers Wenger is still there, nothing's going to change. If he carries on with this arc, this inverted commas arc, I think it's going to destroy the show. And I think if he does go down that road, if he does bring in Ruth as the new First Doctor, as a major reboot, I think that will reek of desperation.
A First Doctor, but if Ruth is an actual doctor, okay, even though I would have issue of where they're actually going to fit her in, and it doesn't matter where they fit her in, there is always going to be some fans that will have an issue. But if they do put her in somewhere within the original Doctors that we know, If done properly, I have no problem with Ruth's doctor because I think Ruth's doctor is actually better than Jodie Whittaker's doctor.
She's better, but I still disagree with it. I don't want another
this.
female doctor. I think it's a mistake.
But if they had actually went with Joe Martin as the doctor, say, for example, instead of Jodie Whittaker, say Joe Martin was the reveal, right?
Mhm.
Okay, we'd still have the same poor storylines. But let's be honest, she's a better actor than Whittaker.
Mhm.
So, to be honest with you, probably would have been able to salvage some of these really poor scripts. I'm not saying it would have been brilliant or anything like that. You're still going to have the same problem that you've had. Is there
It's still going to be woke as hell.
Yeah, exactly. But you've got an actress in there that and is a self-confessed fan. Let's not be. And I'm not saying that that's a requirement. It's not.
Well, she's old enough to remember it.
She's old enough to know the show, so she knows how the show meant to little boys and little girls back in the day. So, I was actually kind of rather delighted that both sides of the fandom, except for that little small minority on the Not My Doctor side that just couldn't accept another doctor, especially one that happened to be black. They had a problem with that. But for me, never an issue. Never an issue.
I still think. Listen, I still think. Listen, listen. The Doctor's been the same all these years. He's been a white male. I don't think there should be a problem with that. And I think making an issue out of that, making that problematic is wrong. I think if you made Sherlock Holmes Asian or if you made Black Panther white, I think those are wrong decisions. I just don't think there's a problem with that. You're looking for problems that aren't there.
If they actually swapped that, they race swapped that role and actually gave Black Panther to a white actor, there would be uproar.
Of course there would. Fair enough. I think that would be
I agree as well. I agree 100%. But don't.
But you can't have one rule for thee, one rule for me.
All this other stuff and not be outraged about it. See, this is the contradiction of these people. You will give out about when something is done, like when a character, if they did something like this, or they decided that they were going to change a female role into a male role, you would absolutely go mental. But it seems to be okay to do it the other way because it's a woman or a person of color, which seems to be the new thing now because of obviously what's happening in the world. So Hollywood is obviously going to follow the latest thing that's happening. And this is what you're going to see in 2021 and beyond in movies and TV shows. There's going to be a lot of that. And this is what happens. BBC did the same thing. All the BBC's problems happened when they let Jimmy Savile run riot and they covered it up. This is BBC overcompensating, trying to prove to the public that they've changed. But what they're doing is, as I said, they're overshooting the market. They're being too woke.
So what? So are they saying it's okay? Are they saying it's okay for? Are they saying it's okay? No. Are they saying it's okay for people to be transracial?
Right.
I mean, is that not problematic? Because that's kind of what they're saying here. Listen, I have no problem with them bringing in a black or Asian Time Lord, character. No problem at all. But this whole gender race swapping thing, it's so 2020. It will be dated very quickly. It's so contrived, and it's really insulting to just being white is like problematic. I think no, the character was created, defined to have these characteristics of being like your typical English eccentric type character, okay, or white male. There is nothing wrong with that, and I think it's perfectly okay to create other characters who are diverse, have a gay Time Lord, have all the rest of it. Bring it on. Would love that, but just don't fundamentally change the character of the Doctor. Listen, we know the Doctor changes. We know that he's a time-traveling space alien that can change his face and all the rest of it. But I think you have to have a certain amount of consistency. And we've got 50 odd years of that consistency that has just been, undermined for the sake of modern day politics and sensibilities, which I think will be incredibly dated. And I think that you're doing damage to the show because you're damaging the character, because it's not what we recognize as that character after all these years. And I think that's just an accepted part of the lore and the canon. There's nothing wrong with that. And to make something wrong with that. I think you are the racist. I think you are the sexist. I think that, you know, this kind of acceptability of being anti-white and anti-male and anti-straight and all the rest of it is a problem that very few people share. Just they happen to be very loud and very violent. And I don't think you can win arguments by being loud and violent. It certainly doesn't get me on board. And I think it's deeply divisive, and I think it's contrived. It's just contrived. It's tokenistic, and it's insulting to a lot of the actors who are being put into these roles, who are out of their depth, and all for an agenda. And I think that really it's kind of pathetic and sad. And I don't see, I just don't understand why this has to become such a talking point, a problematic thing. It shouldn't be. There's nothing wrong with being white. There's nothing wrong with being male. There's nothing wrong with being straight. There's nothing wrong with these characteristics. They should be celebrated just as much as any other race or sex or gender or whatever. You know, I think that the character shouldn't be sacrificed on the altar of political ideology. No, I think it just fundamentally undermines that character. You don't have a black Sherlock Holmes. It's the same thing. You know, you can have Lucy Liu doing a Sherlock Holmes thing in an American whatever, and it can be compelling, but it's not Sherlock Holmes. Okay, it really isn't. And now we've got this Enola Holmes, which is a creation from the 2000s of this sister of Sherlock Holmes. And I was watching the official Netflix thing on this. And they said, she's the sister of Sherlock Holmes, but she's better. They actually said that in the promo. And I just thought, geez, you know, you just can't stop. It's this constant need to tear down anything that's male.
Yeah, exactly. See, listen, here's again, I just want to put this point across. We have no objection to a female detective show, but why use the Sherlock Holmes brand? See, because they don't want to actually create anything original. People will say, well, it is an original character.
It's about subversion. It's all about subversion.
Name because they believe that these women can't actually drive the franchises themselves. Will you just wake up? This is exactly what they're doing. They're using these franchises because they know the women themselves wouldn't be able to carry off these franchises by themselves. So they latch on to these older franchises. And it's also got to do with laziness as well. You've got writers out there that just won't write empowering female characters without any agenda. And obviously, when you do,
it's not about creating new characters. It's about destroying the old ones.
Just destroying the old ones because they just have no imagination. But listen, if Jodie Whittaker was in a similar sci-fi show to Doctor Who, just say, right, it was similar, right, and it was a time travel thing, nobody would watch. Nobody would watch because nobody is watching, even with the Doctor Who name over the brand, the Doctor Who brand. She still lost 7 million households. So could you imagine if it wasn't called Doctor Who and didn't have the Doctor Who brand, and she was, it wouldn't work. She's just not good enough.
There was a really, really good time travel show from Canada called Continuum. That was really, really good. I would much rather watch that than this current era of Doctor Who. And it's a really great show. And actually complimented the creator for that show. This was a few years back, and he said thank you. He was a nice guy. And yeah, a really good, strong female lead, time-traveling detective. She gets stuck in the 21st century, and she's trying to get home to her kid in the future, and it's brilliant. So if you ever want to watch a good show, I'd seriously suggest watching Continuum.
Yeah, I think I've heard of that one.
It's really good. It's really good.
Yeah.
But there you are, you know, strong, independent female.
Yeah, I've heard of that one. I've actually heard of that one. And if I remember,
really good.
It was a pretty successful show. But Daniel, just to get your brief thoughts on the whole article, because we're over 2 hours now, and I have to finish up, lads, to be quite honest.
Okay. Well, buddy, equally, I think that well, very equally, I think the whole thing is a shambles, and to echo what problem Ian said a few minutes ago about like the whole if having to request for the new regeneration cycle, and not only that, it ruins um it ruins the entire fabric to the show, and in order for the show to recover, you kind of got to give give ought to like Tim Davies got to get rid of everything that was involved in the show, and like a whole retcon and clear out of even the writing team, and even head the BBC drama. Yes, Anger has to go
Oh,
because because he's responsible for hiring Chips that day, so like he has to go as well.
Who wants to watch a show about this godlike being who can die and come back without any problems whatsoever, who is immortal, who can, not like their appearance and just change it and then come back, and there's no stakes, there's no more stakes. And then eventually, if that person lives forever, the whole universe will be populated by incarnations of the Doctor. They'll be running into each other constantly because the universe will be littered with infinite numbers of Doctors. So, I mean, you've just written yourself into an absolute nightmare scenario. it just won't make any sense. I mean, can you imagine, like, the 100th anniversary of Doctor Who, and it'll be just like the 1 million Doctors, it's just stupid. Stupid.
Yeah.
Think about it. Infinite number of Doctors. You've got an infinite number of Doctors. Therefore, the entire universe will be utterly filled with the Doctor. Every other person you meet will be an incarnation of the Doctor. Yeah. It's just ridiculous.
Right, I might have another brief video to throw up on YouTube. I'm going to do on my computer. I'm going to do it on StreamYard just to let everybody know that that is the Twitter account for now. Looks like me account is still suspended. So as Lee said, it's probably going to take about a month before they even get to it, which I don't mind. And at that stage, I'll probably be like, well, what's the point of going back to that account? But it might be a good idea just to share the new account on it if I can, and just get everybody to go on that one, because it's brand new, it's fresh, and also I haven't been controversial on it, so they can't do me for anything this time. But I'm pretty sure they'll find a way. We've already got one person in particular that doesn't like me, that had a go at me on Facebook, but was banned from a Facebook group, but keeps harassing me, going and telling everybody to mass report the new Twitter account. So if you
get a fucking life.
Yeah, so do me a favor. If you haven't subscribed to the new account, I have sent people that I know, that I remember off the top of my head, I've sent you a follow. So if you want to follow me back, because what I might do with this account, I haven't decided yet. I don't feel like I should have to protect my account, but if I have to if I have to go down that route again, I will. Because to be honest, last night, as I told you, I made the decision to get rid of those other accounts, to block them, because I didn't want any interaction from them. I'm trying to make it clear that I don't want to be getting involved in any Twitter spat with any account or anybody out there. But they have this hard on for me, and they're not going to stop until they finally
succeed. You should tell Twitter that when you appeal.
Listen, yeah, I will, and I wouldn't even mind. Listen, the tweets specifically that have been put up. I've told Twitter that it's targeted harassment, that they keep targeting my account especially. Go and check out their Twitter account.
And yet they get away with it all the time.
And they took down my account. But again, as I said, am I mad about it? No. Why should I be mad about it when all I can do is set up another Twitter account? I said that from the beginning. I could go mad. Initially, I was a little bit paid. I'm not going to lie. Of course I was. It's a Twitter account that has over 17,000 bloody tweets on it. I still
just annoying. It's just annoying.
Yeah, I just got more followers on that.
Drive on the annoying people.
Already on the new account, I can tell you is now that I have 48 followers already. So it's already like people that realize that my account is gone are following this one. So I'll get all my followers back. It's no big deal. It's just an inconvenience. That's all. And it's not one of those inconveniences that, you know, I'm going to get too worried or bothered about. It's done. You know, you can celebrate all you want. Well, apparently now they're uproar because I'm back again. But who cares? As Lee said, it's time for you to get a life. I've demonstrated that I don't want anything to do with you. I've shown all the abuse that I've gotten on the old account. See, this is another reason as well. Getting this Twitter account suspended as well. And then finally, because it's suspended now, what they'll do is obviously there's had to be more reports, obviously, of me tweets gone in. So when Twitter looks at them, and you know the way Twitter are, if they deem that they have violated, the account will be permanently taken down. So yeah, just follow this new one, and we'll see what happens with the other one. Twitter has come out with a statement to say that they have been made aware that Twitter accounts have been suspended for no reason whatsoever. It would be funny though if they do reinstate the account after all the celebrations on Twitter. I mean, they'll even be more mad because they wanted that account taken down. So as I said, they might succeed. It doesn't bother me, but it will be funny if Twitter do actually reinstate.
I just can't wait for the world that they want to come into existence, where everyone just thinks like everyone else and doesn't say anything about anything.
The human race is not going to progress. Yeah. We're going to stagnate. We're not going to go anywhere.
I look forward to being put up against the wall and shot for having the wrong thing,
yeah,
you know, because that's the world that they want.
Yeah, we're just going to stagnate. We're going to be useless. You know, we're all going to be, you know,
everyone will be wearing beige and grey.
We're going to have the same hairdo because we won't be like, we'll be like, do you know what we'll be like?
Just everyone agreeing with each other and sweating nervously.
5 different haircuts for the men, 15 different haircuts for the women, and they'll all be short because they can't have long hair anymore, be feminine. And they'll probably have, they'll probably let us grow our hair because you can see what's actually happening here. They're actually trying to change the way women behave, but change women into men, basically, and change us men into to act and behave like women. I mean, that student that won that competition for the anti-man-spreading chair, and then she designs a girl one where the girl actually has her legs wide open, sitting like a man. So that's what they want to do. They just want to reverse behaviors. They want to change the language that we use. It's listen, I'm not tick.
It's all social control.
Want to get rid of us, Lee, because you're the same as well. When you're on Twitter and when you start, and I mean, have to be honest, when someone gets into a debate with you, they might as well give up, right? Because you're very smart, highly intelligent, but they're threatened by it. That's why you also got suspended. This is what it is. They're threatened by intelligence because they're so insecure about themselves and about everything else around the world. They believe that we're the ones that have to change. Why not actually start out your problems?
Well, if they were intelligent, surely they should be able to have a proper discussion rather than just trying to block everybody.
Yeah, but only intelligent people can. They're not intelligent.
So, no, they're not.
And they never will. And
not even socially intelligent.
And,
or emotionally intelligent.
You know, well done if you did manage to actually get me Twitter account suspended. I do suspect though it's a Twitter glitch, but even if it isn't, well done. But it was short-lived because I'm back. You aren't silencing me. You never will. So good luck with that. And as I said, yeah, I'm living in these are heads rent free. Maybe I should start asking for rent because it's unfair. You know that I should live in these heads rent free. Listen, just get a life. I don't want that to do with you. I don't even want to engage or interact with you anymore, to be quite honest with you. I'm going to continue to do what I do. If you have a problem with that, I don't care. Don't care anymore. Soon as one of you little knobheads come onto me Twitter account and start spewing yous are crap, yous are getting blocked.
No, they're fascists. You know, they're fascists. It's what fascists do.
I'm not dealing with this crap anymore. I'm not dealing with that account anymore. I won't block that account because I'm keeping that account. I'm keeping an eye on that account. I can't believe that account is still up. But that's the games that they want to play in this fandom. That's fine. That's fine with me. But you will never, ever silence me, Lee, or anybody else that does what we do. And, you know, it might be, as we said, an inconvenience, but we soon get back up on our feet. We're back. I'm back. You won't get rid of me, as I said. And hard luck. Wasn't much of a victory prayed with though for you, was it? I actually do feel sorry for you because, you know, if that was one of my enemies, I suppose that was taken down, I would have a bit of a celebration. But the fact that she could only celebrate for literally 5 minutes is what I feel sorry for. Because I was literally back 5 minutes later.
Why they're so deprived in their lives that they feel that the only satisfaction they can get is from other people's misery. It just seems rather
I'm not miserable though. It's the thing.
But they think you are, and that's what they enjoy.
Listen, last year all of this would have got to me. Last year I probably would have flipped, and I probably would have said to you all, "I'm announcing I'm leaving. I've had enough." Yeah, but that's not that. That was last year. This is this year. A lot of things have happened in 2020. A lot of things have happened to me personally in 2020. My wife and others around me. I've learned now that, you know, there's going to be people out there that are always going to disagree with you. The thing about it is I used to react to every single thing. I don't anymore. There's a few exceptions because, you know, there are times where you do really have to say something because they might say something liable or slanderous against you. And that's the thing that annoys me. And Lee will actually be witness to this, and so will Daniel. I mean, the amount of slanderous stuff that they said about me, and I posted up on Twitter to show everybody what they were saying. Like, I provided evidence. Like, that's the difference with them. They provide no evidence. They blab a lot, but they never show any evidence, whereas I did. I mean, I don't know how many times I need to expose this side of the fandom before people start taking action. Listen, we need to be more. I think this is the way we should deal with people like that, right? I know some people like to not block them, right? Because they think by blocking them, they'll celebrate that they're blocked. Who cares? Let them. That's how pathetic they are. Just block them. They'll save you a lot of drama in the long run. Because as long as that other account that's out there, the one that you all know that I'm talking about, as long as they keep doing what they're going to do, right, you're always going to have someone, if they target you, you're always going to have someone that's going to come on and pop off and have one against you, right? It's just the way it is. So as soon as they do that, the best thing to do is, so it doesn't inflame the situation, is to just block them. And that's why I made the decision last night as well, that anybody that was following me, that actually followed this account, I got rid of them because I do believe as well, not only are they can easily go into my account and grab screen grabs, but I do believe they are receiving some. And I do believe that there are people that have followed me in the past that are actually helping this account. And that's another thing that's kind of annoyed me. So I made the decision last night to get rid of every single account that followed this account, because I don't want to be engaged. If this account wants to do that tactic, that's fine. I'll engage with that account. That's who I have a problem with. I don't have a problem with all the other people. This person is making problems for me. So instead of actually reacting to these people, I'm just going to block them. And already I've had to block over 20 accounts since I came back because they're coming in and starting their rubbish again. I'm not going to engage, so feck off. Get a life.
Miserable little fascists.
You know, and you know, look, at the end of the day, the end of the day, we live in a free world where free speech still matters. There might be some of you out there that want to try control that, but it's never going to happen. Never going to happen, because sanity always prevails in the end. And at the end of it all, that's what will happen. Sanity will prevail. 2020 might be a shit show, but if you think that's bad, wait till you see the sequel, 2021.
Canceling people, right, is no different from book burning.
I know.
And we all know who book burned in the 1930s
I'm
and
not
40s.
mentioned on the channel because we've mentioned that group will
I
be
know.
monetized straight away. But yeah, I mean that's as I said, I could go on all
That's
night.
why they're little fascists.
But listen, I'm back anyway, so check me out. And as I said, if there's anybody, because obviously I'm not gonna keep checking because I'm not that obsessed. But if my account does happen to come back, let me know. I'm not really bothered. If it does come back, all well and good. But I do have that new account. But if the other one does come back within a week, I will swap back over and deactivate this one. But if it's a month or two down the line, no point. But follow the new account. It's, by the way, just to let everybody know, it's the Tardis Zone, so it's at Noel Glynn 12. And it says I joined September 2020, and I now have 53 followers. So I've gained another 10 since we've been talking. They're just there now. So there you go. Listen, as I said, it's only a little inconvenience, but most of the people that followed me will re-follow me because obviously they value my opinions and my thoughts. So yeah, with that, I'm going to give you all a chance now. We will start off with Daniel. Daniel, plug away because I know you have stuff coming up. I know you did a stream with Blue Bonnet just the other night. If you want to let everybody know about that as well. And if you have up and coming streams, let me know. And Lee, you can also shout out your social media. I say social media because
What's left of it?
Obviously, poor Lee is not on Twitter because he refuses to put in it was a phone number, is it, or an email? Yeah, phone number. I don't know. I don't even know why you don't just.
I have no right to my personal information.
I know that. Right, go on, Daniel. You knock yourself out while Chris puts up the links, and he's already put up the link to my new Twitter account as well. So go ahead. Actually, hold on, Daniel. I'm going to remove me and Lee. I'll give you the whole screen.
Right, okay, well, I've done a stream, and I've done a stream with obviously Bill on it, and the night talking about the Sarah Jane adventures and primarily as it was one of my favourite TV shows, and growing up as a kid, we also got into some we also got into some classic food discussion and various other things on that stream. But in terms of the other streams I've got coming up, because I've got 3 streams currently scheduled right now. I've got 2 I've got 2 discussion streams on the new 13th October on the new Anno deal, that has been produced by the Air channel. So yeah, we're going to discuss the first episode on the 6th of October. Me, Charlotte, and David travels through time, and then on the 13th of October, the same panel will come back to review and to review and discuss the second audio story that channel's that channel's gonna put out, and also as well on the second also as well on the 2nd of November, I'm bringing back Bill onto the channel to review um to review the Doctor Who and the Pirates with Owen Baker and Jesus Christ. Is that that's a terrible audio. The both of us hate that audio. So if you want to see a or an actions and headache and headaches headaches more than the 2nd and November. Check out the Doctor Who and the Pirates stream. In terms of my other social media, you can follow me on Twitter at Celtic Daniel and you can join my Facebook and get up and Daniels and YouTube to promote your and to promote your channel, or if you just want to stay up to date with all the channels you're in that specific Facebook, get up just to promote YouTube channels and to keep you all up to date with everything everybody's doing. But as well, I would like to say that I would like to say thanks very much for the support on this Era Jane Adventure stream with Bob and with obviously Bob on it, as that stream was actually one of the best streams I've actually organised for myself, because as I said, it made me feel it made me feel really good, and like it was nice to actually talk about the Sarah Jane Adventures. The Sarah Jane Adventures, a show that show that I greatly adored as a kid. But yeah, check out and that stream, and keep an eye out for the other 3 streams I have scheduled. So that's it from me. You take care and stay safe and subscribe to subscribe to this channel, the Earth Father, and also subscribe to the Problem Beans News, and subscribe to Problem Beans channel, because the songs that he's written and the songs that he's written and he's obviously uploaded them into his channel are pretty good. Also subscribe to everybody's channel that was on the panel tonight, and take care and stay safe, and you'll probably hear from me again on the Tardis on Talks and Friday night. But good night, guys.
Thank you for that now, Daniel. We will now bring on Lee. So I'll remove Daniel and myself, and I'll hand it over to Lee.
Hello, you sassy creatures of the night. Yes, currently just recorded the video vault with Rabbi on his channel, along with Noel and Ian from Rebecca Gold, who's also got a new film on his channel. So check it out. It's on his Rebecca Gold channel. He's got a new movie. Well, that was made 10 years ago. It's a sort of 70s cop film sort of set in England, apparently. So I haven't seen it yet, but it sounds intriguing. So go and check that out. Also, obviously, on Friday, we'll have that premiere of the Video Vault where we discuss in retrospect the Tarantino film Pulp Fiction. So you can go and hear our views on that film there. I believe Noel is going to announce what we're going to do on Saturday. We're going to have a stream on Saturday, but I'll leave Noel to tell you what that is. You can find me on Parler at the moment. I barely use it because no one can inbox you on that thing, so it's pretty redundant. Hopefully I will return to Twitter at some point when Twitter pull their finger out their arse and realize that they've made yet another inverted commas mistake, inverted commas. I found a new channel of someone that seems quite interesting. They've only got 24 subscribers, but he did a video on the rigged Doctor Who poll, which I discovered his channel through that video by accident. His name is No Wheat Geek. That's in wheat as in Weetabix, as in wheat. So No Wheat Geek. 24 subscribers. Get him up to a few more. He seems like a good guy. So go and check him out. And that's me.
Well, I might as well just add just for my one. I don't need the screen to myself. But yeah, Lee is right. We do have a stream on Saturday. I don't know. See, I don't know if we're getting a trailer for this, so I don't know whether I should hang on to announce it or just announce it.
Announce it, damn it.
Right. So we're gonna continue, obviously, because the watch-alongs are not officially back till next weekend. We have decided that we are going to do Peter Cushing's next Doctor Who movie. So on Saturday, we're going to do a stream along of
Dalek Invasion of Earth.
Dalek Invasion of the
Or Dalek Earth Invasion 20, whatever it is. I can't remember.
Something, yeah. You know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Doing that one. So we're doing that one on Saturday. So, and then next week, Rabbi says he's working on it. We're going to have a big trailer for the coming film, Tardis Zone, for Series 3 watch-alongs. And then we're back to the classic. And whose Doctor are we on?
Tom Baker.
We're on. Yes, we are on Tom Baker. You're absolutely spot. No, hold on. I'll have to. Are you sure?
No, yeah, because we're doing It was my choice. Remember, I said like, oh, typical. We go on hiatus.
Yeah, you're right. It's Tom Baker. So we'll be back next week with Tom Baker's story.
Yeah, Planet of Evil. Planet of Evil.
Yeah. So we're back to normal next weekend, but we will have that movie this Saturday. Isn't that right? It's Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Saturday. Yeah. This Saturday. So join us, please. It's going to be a good one. And anybody that follows the panels and follows their watch-alongs will know that they're actually great fun. But now that they are actually coming back, we are going to be sticking to the strict rules of not mentioning the current era of Doctor Who, Jordan, because I know that annoys a lot of people.
Yeah, we need that escapism.
It's starting to annoy me because it's classic Who. Let's talk about classic Who.
Absolutely.
You know.
Oh, and can I just add as well? I forgot.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Jesus Christ.
Black Glove Studio as
Yeah.
well. Their audio drama, they did one of the Third Doctor, which was supposed to be the final story of the Third Doctor with the Master,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
right.
the final game. So
Yeah.
they did an audio drama of that. I was cast in their new audio drama, which is currently in production at the moment. So we've finished the recording, so it's being edited up at the moment, and will be the final adventures of the Sarah Jane adventures, and it will be it will end with the Battle of Bannerman Road.
Yeah,
So
I'm excited for that.
it should be an epic one.
Oh, and yesterday I
I've seen
sent
the
birthday
scripts.
wishes to Fazer Hines and Billy Piper. I just want to mention it was their birthdays, obviously with everything that's going on, and being the day off. Obviously, we didn't get around to it. So Billy and Fazer Hines obviously had a birthday. So I just want to say happy birthday to the both of them, and hope they had the best birthday that they can, I suppose,
Indeed.
in this current situation. And here's to another year of whatever 2021 will eventually bring us. But listen, this is part one. The sequel is always worse than the original. So, and by the third one, it's a complete, they changed the game up completely. So the next 2 years, I reckon, we're in for a bit of a, if we don't get any sort of movement on this vaccine or whatever they're talking about. But it's gonna be weird. Yeah, but 2021, I'm expecting. I mean, November is already going to be a shit show because obviously there's an impending American election, and we know what's going to happen there, don't we?
Yeah, chaos.
It's gonna explode. So yeah, interesting times ahead, guys. Let's hope we make it to Christmas. That's all I'll say. And with that, I just want to say thank you to every single person in the chat. Adam, thank you for the super chat as well. I really do appreciate all of the support, especially people that do dip into their pockets. And of course, I value you all anyway. Everybody that leaves a comment that comes into the chat, I see that some of you have made friends with each other, which is great as well. It's always nice to see that you are all, listen, we're called Toxic, and then you see the chat here, and
we're called Toxic, we're not the ones going around trying to cancel everyone.
It's a fabrication because you see people in chats like this, they're all so nice to each other, and people are civil. We've had to call you out once or twice with the use of bad language or whatever, but that always happens. I mean, I'm dropping F-bombs every 5 minutes on this channel, but in the chat, we can't really have it, that sort of way. It's hypocritical of YouTube, but that's the way they are. But listen, I've never came across so many nice people, so it's thank you for.
I can tell you as well as a wrench. When you're moderating, the things that YouTube flag up sometimes are just ridiculous.
I know.
The words that people use are so innocuous, and it's just stupid. Stupid. Sorry, I just had to say. What's up?
So someone on Gallifrey base. I'll have to obviously cover their name, but one of the worst, so I'm not my Dr. Troll, on Twitter has been apparently had his account suspended. All those complaints I made weren't for nothing. Let's hope Neurotic.
Little Hitler.
Listen, let's hope Neurotic, Ballstreck, John the White, Biblical Comics are next. The toxic lot of them should go. Edit, Neurotic,
get wrecked.
Temporarily restricted. I know who's actually behind all of this.
Oh, they're little fascists, aren't they? They are disgusting little Hitlers.
You already know I've had a run-in with a couple of people. You can just guess who this is. Now, I'm actually going to put this up on Twitter, and what I want you to do now, I'm going to cover the name because this is the way I'm doing it now, right? I'm just going to put it up, right? I'm just going to say a few words, but they're not going to be anything that's going to be construed as harassment or bullying. All I'm just going to do is say, listen, I've just got a bit of evidence here that show that my account was masked mass reported, and these are the other accounts that they're trying to mass report. And there's the evidence there. That's all I'm going to do, but their names will be covered as well, because the person in question always has this habit of saying that I'm picking on them, even though I've covered their names in the past. They out themselves, but in this case, they really can't do anything because the out.
They are so sad in their little tiny lives.
You out yourself, just to be honest with you, anyway. Because I'm doing everything to protect your identity, which I'm doing right now. And I'm getting rid of your stupid little name there. There you go. And we'll get rid of that as well, because we don't know it yet. But I'll leave where it says Gallifrey base to show everybody that this is actually on Gallifrey base. And this is a part 2 actually. So I haven't seen the part.
I think we should stop calling them Jodie bots, call them Jodie clones, because they are clones of each
names
other.
On the bottom as well. I'm lucky I actually checked there because I have to be careful. I'm giving these people no excuse. I'm giving them no ammunition this time on this account. They're going to get none. So they're going to find it very, very hard to take down this other account. And I mean that. These are going to find it very hard, because this time I'm going to stick within, and I do believe I did stick within the parameters of Twitter, but I'm going to be extra careful, because you aren't going to get to I'm not going to give you the satisfaction. And the fact that you call me one of the biggest or worst, I'm not my doctor. I can't tolerate half of those fools because they've got a sexist, racist agenda. I don't. And people like me don't. See, you paint us all with the same brush because we dislike this era. Not all of them, not my doctors. And I certainly ain't no leader of not my doctors. I actually despise them, to be quite honest, because their behaviour when Joe Martin was cast was disgusting. When Sacha Dhawan was cast, their behaviour was disgusting.
I still think that's their side. I still think that I still think that that's them. I think it's them trying to blame that on us. I really do.
No.
I do.
I say it's a bit of both, but I'm not going to say that Airside are not.
Well, they've done it before. They've done it before.
But I mean, they're not my doctor. I know there's some within there that are fine, right? But there is an element there, and there always has been an element.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Right? But I think the one with Sacha Dhawan was definitely not us.
Probably made bigger than what it is by the
not my doctor people. I don't think it was.
But I do. Yeah, I think you're right, and let's no. I think you're.
They've got absolutely zero scruples.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I think the both of us are right. Basically, I think it's a bit of both. I do agree with you. I think there are some bots behind this as well, and they're trying to make us look worse than what we are.
They have absolutely no scruples.
But I'm not going to dismiss the fact that there is people within this fandom that we used to even interact with, that we had cut ties with, that were saying some pretty vile, nasty stuff. So it does happen. It does happen, and it mustn't be tolerated. It must not be tolerated anymore, this kind of behavior from both sides. But I'm gonna expose this now. I'm gonna show everybody that there was an actual attempt, and I knew anyway. Listen, I had warning signs a few months back when I seen a tweet up on Twitter, them at that account actually telling people to basically and Mr. Tardis reveals, as he is a big YouTuber, I will mention his name, but he was telling, if you, I think he put up a tweet along the lines, if you believe that this account is breaking Twitter rules, report. So I already knew that there were people mass reporting my Twitter account. And in fairness, though, it's actually had to take in Twitter a long time to get to my account, because this has been going on how long now, Lee? Since it all blew up again, when all this crap happened, and we tried to walk away from it, 3 months ago now?
Something like that. I can't recall. Yeah. It just morphs one into the other.
Mass reporting since 3 months. I remember they also had a hashtag going in me honor, fuck no. So remember, these are the people that managed.
These are your moral police.
We don't know, but if these people managed to take down the account, these are the same people that trended the hashtag fuck no, right? These are the people that Twitter are actually protecting. Well, it ain't going to happen no more because I'm going nowhere and I'm gonna be on your asses every day. There you go. Flag me singing now, you idiot. Right? Airheads, sawdust, planks, whatever you want to call you, bots, J-bots, whatever.
J
We think of a
clones.
new name, but we have to think of one
Jody clones.
less offensive. I've got one. Marshmallow.
Fascist.
No, they're all a bunch of marshmallows. That's what
Little
you are.
fascists. They're just
You know,
little fascists.
marshmallows, right? They're
Little
all a
tin
bunch
pot
of
dictators.
soft
Tin pot
little
dictators. Tin pot dictators.
Oh, they are.
Or pepper pot dictators like
They don't
Daleks.
realise that. They don't realise that our generation.
Cyber Jodies.
We don't give in that easy. Unlike you, we don't have weak.
They are the Cybermen because you know
we
they
don't
want to keep deleting everybody.
We don't believe in safe spaces. We believe that you should grow a set of balls and actually face the world, you know. And if you do have problems, there are people there to help you, like, of course. But you idiots want to change the world in your image, and we're not having it. And as long as there's people like me around, we will always question.
The world is too boring to live in. Sorry.
And that's the way it always has been in society since it's began. There's always been a group of people that will fight for one thing, and there's always a group of people that will fight against it. And we're fighting against your nonsense because it is.
They need a jolly good spanking.
Right. So I'm done. Thank you for coming on, guests. Father Miller was on earlier as well. Thank you, Father Miller, for coming on. Daniel's been an absolute pleasure having you on. And Lee, as always, it's always intriguing when you go off on a rant like myself, because you know, you do bring up you bring up a lot of valid points, and I don't think anybody can really argue with any of the stuff.
Well, sure they can.
That's why I believe you were suspended off Twitter. These people just can't take when they've been beaten in an argument, or can't take people just won't. See, this is what they do. They bully, and then these people run. Now, I used to follow a few people that used to send me messages, right, and say, no, you're better off just, you know, backing down, right? In the long run, it'll be better for you. No, it won't. And listen, I'll just say this: keep your weak-minded mentality to yourselves. Someone comes after me, or me friends, like they've always done, then I'm going to defend myself. It's as simple as that. I'll defend my friends. It's as simple as that. If you want to have that weak-minded mentality because a bunch of kids tried to bully you offline, I'm sorry, okay, they have a bit of backup. But other than that, what else have they got? They've got nothing. They're all a bunch of insecure idiots. Anyway, we've proven it time and time again that they're pathetic little fools. So why are so many people afraid of them? Right? It's time that this side of the fandom actually got up off their arses anyway and actually start standing up to these people. How dare they tell us how we should think, feel, tell us what's right and wrong? They do not run society here, all right? So it's about time.
Well, they think they do.
It is about time that we actually, you know, if someone attacks you for your beliefs, I'm sorry, I think you have every right to defend yourself, and you should. You should. Don't back down. Never back down, especially when they throw out false allegations, right? And I've seen people back down very quickly after someone's thrown out allegations. Now, that doesn't mean that they're guilty. They just probably don't want to get into the whole Twitter thing because their name be dragged through the mud, and, you know, nobody wants that. But with me, I told you from day one, listen to me. I do not care. You can drag me through the mud all you want. You tried to cancel me already. I don't care. I don't care. Call me racist. Call me transphobic. Call me sexist, misogynistic. Call me the leader of the Not My Doctor. Call me Hitler. I don't give a crap. Call me Satan. I was called Satan one time. Wish me dead all you want. Wish that I die in a car accident or get me head severed off. Wish that my wife gets sexually assaulted again. Yeah? Wish that, right? It doesn't matter. You aren't going to stop me. No matter what you do, I'm like one of these things that's just going to keep coming at you. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to back down. I'm not as weak-minded as all the other little fools that step down, right? They shouldn't have. That's why you've got the power that you've got, because as soon as they went against you, you've all shut the fuck up instead of standing up for you ourselves. I'm ashamed of you, actually, to be honest, right? You always stand up for yourself, especially when you believe you're in the right and you believe you're being accused of something. You should always stand up for yourself. As soon as you take that step back, there's always going to be that doubt out there anyway. Look at the Michael Jackson case, perfect example. When he paid off that Force family, it left them open and vulnerable to be fucking accused of it time and time again, which did happen, right? So no, that's why I approach these people. That's why I will try and nip it in the bud, because no way are those people out there going to say anything slanderous or liable against me and come up with complete fabrications. All right, I will fight my corner and I'll fight my friends' corners. And for the rest of us that stood down, I'm really ashamed of you. You should have fought. This fandom wouldn't be in the state it's in if you had actually fought back. It's the only way to fight is. I'm sorry, you have to fight them back, because they're not going to stop and they're going to continue to do what they do and bully and harass people offline. And I'm not having that anymore. I'm not having that anymore. It is done. Right? These people are not getting away with it anymore. It's as simple as that. If that account wants to play those games, I'll play the same game too. Simple as that. Except the difference is I will block people's names. Right? Because unlike that account, I don't want the mob mentality to be going after these people. Right? I don't want anybody to be bullied, but I will expose their disgusting, vile tweets. That's what I'll do. Right? That account can get away with it. And actually show people's names. I'll do it and I'll hide names and we'll see how long my account lasts for. I guarantee you though, mine will be taken down before theirs. It's just because I'm that controversial. And I don't give a crap. If you don't like what I have to say, block me. Right? If you don't like what I say on my YouTube channel, block me. Simple as that. You don't have to listen to me. Yeah? But if you come after me, come onto my account and you make all these lies like you always do, I'm going to defend myself. It's as simple as that. You aren't getting away with it. And the rest of you, as soon as these people come after you, instead of backing off, yeah, stay there, stand your corner, defend yourself, defend your point of view, because as soon as you back down, that's it, they've won. And that's what they want. They want to bully as many of us, and we've seen it, they want to bully as many of us as they can offline. I'm actually going to show you now in a minute that they're organising to get the rest of the accounts taken down from other yokes, right? So that's how insecure and pathetic that they actually are, that they can't take anybody's opinions. Now, I would suggest for now to those other accounts that are being targeted, if any of you are listening to me, I would actually protect my account for now, just until this blows over, because
that's what
I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. You're gonna be taken down. Let's be honest. Parler's not the same as Twitter, right? I don't care what you all say. So Parler's not the same as Twitter. Twitter is far more interactive, and losing Twitter, I'm not gonna lie, losing Twitter, yes, it's an inconvenience, but I'd be really that would actually really annoy me. I do interact with everybody on Twitter, and it's where I have the most conversation with people, as you know. And some of you are my friends, so I'd be really annoyed if that happened. But it looks like Gary's account is back, so that's good news. That's some good news. I'm delighted. I just we'll see what happens. I just don't know how to appeal properly.
Oh,
so that's why I didn't. I just can't be arsed. Technology and me, I just, you know.
Oh, hold on a minute. What's going on here? No. That's really weird.
Yeah, it is. Right, listen, I'm going to go. I have to head. But yeah, as I said, we're not going anywhere. So
No, we're
all
still
we're
suspended.
but listen, guys, it's time that you all start defending you ourselves and not letting these people get away with the stuff that they say about you. You know, and if they're because they're attacking people personally, you need it seriously because when you back down, you are. You're giving them more power, and this is why they've been able to get into the position that they're in. And there's only a few of us that are willing to stick our necks out there and actually say something about this, and you see what happens. But that's a risk worth taking, to be quite honest. If more of us actually voice their concerns about the way the fandom is going on, I think BBC would have no choice but to come out and make some sort of statement. Remember, we did send a load of emails to BBC, which made a difference because BBC actually had to make a statement say that they were receiving too many, that there was a backlog. Do you remember when we did that campaign? That worked. We do have a little bit of power. We can actually make BBC aware of the kind of behaviour that's going on within the fandom, these accounts. And Jodie Whittaker herself, how would she actually feel to see the way these accounts engage in honour of her name? Right? And I heard as well that our brother actually is on Twitter. I wonder how he would feel if he knew that these people were defending his sister like that. I don't think he'd be very. I don't think he'd be very happy the tactics that these so-called Whittaker fans use. These aren't fans of Whittaker. These are actually doing more damage to that woman than you actually realise, and it's sad. It actually is sad. Look, Whittaker doesn't deserve everything that every bit of criticism that comes her way. Sometimes I can be a little bit harsh on her, but she does come out with statement after statement, and every time she does, she just makes me like her that little bit more. I just wish she'd just tone it down, even, and act better. Actually, why not? Now that you've had a break, I hope you've actually been watching Doctor Who during lockdown. That's what I'd expect you to do, to be quite honest with you, though. You didn't do the research, but you're in lockdown. I'd expect you to watch a few of the episode stories. That's why I'm interested to see what she says at this Comic-Con panel, to see if she actually does mention she watched Doctor Who or not. Right, we're gone. Gary is back on Twitter, so you don't have to worry. Ballstreck has just dropped the video as well, so that is nice timing. Get over to his channel, support him. He's back now full time. So get over there and watch his video, guys. And thank you for tuning in. To all my moderators, Chris and everybody else in the chat, thank you very much. And Adam, as I said, thank you for that super chat. Problem Being and Father Miller and Daniel, thank you for joining me. And I will see you again on Friday.
Are you not showing us the tweet?
You just want me to show?
I thought you were going to show.
All right. Well, I meant I was going to show it up on.
Okay. Show it later.
I'll show it now. Yeah, hang on. I'll get it up now. That's no problem. No problem at all.
Said the actress to the bishop.
I will show you. Yeah, no problem. No problem, as they say. No problem. No problem. No problem. No problem. No problem. See that? Don't blame me. I wanted to go, and then someone asks me something, so I have to oblige. That's the way it goes. That's the
leaving a high.
Actually, hold on. I want to make sure I'm putting the right one now because that's the right one. That's the block.
Such a good thing your camera is broken.
I know, because you'd be hitting me with it. I know. Yeah.
Nerdrotic started his podcast. So.
Yeah, as well. I know. Well, listen, Ballstreck's video is only probably about 5-7 minutes. You know what he's like with his videos. So check his out first and then head over to Gary. I'm going to see what Gary actually has to say about his suspended account. Is going to be funny, but it's back up again. Good for him. But well,
I'll have to send another message to. It's been a month to the day now that I'm on my second suspension, and the first one was a mistake. So how long will it take this time? Let's see.
Come on, what's wrong with this computer? Like everything is running real slow. It's like a computer that's infected with a load of viruses, but that shouldn't be the case.
Probably
here.
all the tweets from all the people who hate you.
Yeah,
All your haters.
Yeah, I'm still getting them sent to me. It's unbelievable. Some of them are actually funny.
Yeah, it's funny how they accuse other people of hating, and it's just like, well, what do you think you're doing?
To them, that's not hate. They have a right. Apparently, they have a right to call out all the toxic. So there you go. The Gallifrey base. Water, cool, or thread, whatever that means. I've hidden the handle because I don't want that person to actually accuse me of bullying. So as you can actually see on this channel, it is censored, so they can't do anything because there's no names except the names of the people that I know here. So they will have no problem with that. So it says, one of the worst hashtag not my Dr. Trolls on Twitter has apparently had his account suspended, which is me. All those complaints I made weren't for nothing. Let's hope Neurotics, Ballstreck, John the White, Biblical Comics are next. The toxic lot of them should go. Edit, Neurotics is down to ha ha ha, temporarily restricted, etc. Ha ha ha, he's back. Ha ha ha, I'm back. Ha ha ha, your plan has failed.
Little fascist dictator. Who the fuck are you?
By the way, it's someone that we both know. I'll tell you later in the chat. You're not going to believe that this person is still at it. You know,
nothing surprises me with this lot.
Yeah. I mean, like how many last year still at it? Like, get over yourself. Get a life, will you?
Prick.
Get a life. Seriously, just get a life.
Yeah, so toxic. Therefore, you have to go because you disagree with me.
That they went to the police station and they were crying. And apparently the police officer called me a misogynistic prick. A police officer wouldn't even call me a misogynistic prick, let alone actually say it even in front of you, because believe it or not, cops are supposed to be impartial. And it didn't happen anyway. You're a liar, as you always are with all your allegations. You just need to stop now. Get a life, move on, because I certainly have. But your little plan, is going to be exposed now. So hopefully, don't worry, I'm putting the uncensored version up on Twitter. But I'm putting I'm putting the censored version up on Twitter. But I'm sending.
So Gallifrey base doesn't allow anyone to go after or attack people. Yet when it's someone they fundamentally disagree with, it's okay. Apparently.
Yeah. But
no double standards whatsoever.
YouTubers, streamers, or Twitter accounts that have been mentioned there, I will send you the unedited version. I'll send you the version that's not edited, so you can actually go and see what you can do about reporting that person, because there's clearly an agenda. And by the way, it was last edited today at 8:15. So literally 2.5 hours ago. So right, I'm off. Good night. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your week. I will see you the weekend for as I said, Tardis Zone Talks on Friday. Then on Saturday we have the stream along of Peter Cushing's second movie, The Dalek Invasion of Earth 20-something. AD, whatever it is,
21.
So whatever it is, but join us for that. And on Sunday, then I might do another Tardis Zone Talks, because it'll be back to normal. Then next week we'll have one Tardis Zone Talks a week, which will be every Friday. So we'll do one on Sunday. So if you want to come in, I'll leave if I could share the link. That is, they're being ridiculous they are lately. Right, good night. See you later. I'm going to leave you with Lee's video. And if you are looking for any channels to be rebranded or anything like that, check out his work. This is, hold on, I want to get rid of that comment so you can actually see it. So I'll just put this comment up, remove that comment. Good night, Chris. And I'm going to get rid of the banner as well. We'll get rid of the banner so you can get a proper look at this trailer now. And as I said, if you're looking for anybody, Lee is available to do a bit of work for you. He has rebranded my channel, as you can see, and all my other social medias, as you have seen, and he has done an absolutely terrific job. So give him a look. And here's the trailer anyway. Good night, lads, and here we go. Oh, and to the J-bots, eat my shorts!